can't hold it much longer. Gotta let go so I can be free.
It's the Foul Territory postseason watch party. You want to watch a game with us? Cool. Okay. We got Vinnie Pasquantino from the Royals. We got Brent Rooker from the A's. We got Cam Maybin from FT, former big leaguer. And we have many, many guests joining us, including Tarik Skubal, Mason Miller, Bobby Witt Jr., and many more. All right. So what's up, guys? First off, great to have you on. I'll try and kind of bounce around the room here. So, Cam, you start in this little Brady Bunch 4-box we got and say what's up to the guys.
Yeah, it's good to have the boys on. Listen, I answered a question today on X. Who's the most underrated player in baseball? A lot of names popped up. Ketel Marte, guys deservedly so. I dropped a Brent Rooker, hands down, without question. And everybody knows I'm a big Pasquantino, a.k.a. Pasquatch fan. So I'm excited to have these guys on tonight, bro. Hey, how dope is that, though? Let me ask you this, Vinny. Like, you hit a bomb, and they literally have come up with a gimmick for you, and it's like the hardest one in the game. Like, that's so I'm literally rooting for you at a homer every time I watch you play at home, just to see the not necessarily for you. I love you, but I just want to see like, that is so dope, bro. Like,
it's every time I get on base. So it's a really good incentive to try to get on base. Sometimes on the MLB Network they'll put on like your on base streaks. I'm always like, I need to be at the top of that list so that guy keeps a job 24/7.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, it's the best when he just works a walk and then you just see him lurking.
Yeah.
I knew you made it when they were announcing that you were going to play in the postseason. They just put the graphic up of like the Bigfoot with the date on there, and I was like, all right,
yeah.
That was planned for like almost a week. I was not allowed to tell anybody because of that. They were like, we really want to break the news. Like, we want to do this. And I was like, I need to tell my grandmother, but I can't tell her because she's going to post it on Facebook. So I need to wait till this goes out. So, like, when they told me the night before, you're on the roster, like, as long as you wake up and feel good, I'm like, I need to tell grandma, but I can't because she's going to post it on Facebook. Like, I need you to post this freaking graphic.
Social media people kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
All the insiders right now are like, great. So any news on Vinny P, we need to find his grandma on Facebook.
Find Grandma Pasquantino, yes.
Yeah.
All right, so let me explain what we're going to do here. So we've done this a few times in the past. It's the first time we're doing it here in this postseason. It's a watch party, aka we will be watching Game 4 of the ALCS, which starts in about 5 minutes between the Yankees and the Guardians, coming off one of the best games we've seen all season. And we're going to comment and hang out and talk about what we're seeing as we go. So it's not play by play, word for word of everything we're seeing. We're just going to have a combo. And this was sparked by Brent and Vinny specifically doing a little back and forth on Twitter watching the games. And a friend of our show, Alex Fast, was like, oh, I'd pay good money to see these two guys just talk it out for a few hours. And we're like, cool, we can kind of do that in pretty quick time. There's the tweet from the 15th, 3 days ago at 10:15. I would pay a significant amount of money to listen to you two stream a game together. I texted him today. I have not received a check yet, but I'm excited about it. Thanks,
Alex. We'll send him an invoice. He can mail us a check, whatever he wants to do. We take Venmo. Money orders fine too.
All of that. You know, we asked him to come on, and he's already committed to something tonight. So he's like, hopefully this happens one more time, like in the World Series. But he's like, it would have been cool to be on that list. It's like Skubal's coming on, and Bobby Witt Jr., and Mason Miller, and Lawrence Butler, and Alex Fast. So next time. But anyway, Brent, when you guys were going back and forth on Twitter, just as you've been watching the postseason, I mean, how cool has it been for you to kind of put your thoughts out there on socials, and a lot of people give you a lot of respect and want to hear what you have to say? Because I think it's important for current players to do this if they're watching.
Yeah, it's fun. I really enjoy it just because I think, when I just kind of read along with the discourse going on during the games, specifically postseason games, there's just there's a gap sometimes between what's actually happening and what we know is happening, and then what the casual viewer thinks and understands is happening. And to be able to bridge that gap a little bit is fun for me. So that's my motivation behind it. I like thinking through parts of the game. It's a huge part of the reason that I've had success. So I just kind of like being able to share that knowledge and maybe a thought process here and there that kind of lets fans into our minds or what we're thinking as we're competing, or even as we're just watching or viewing or whatever it is.
All right, so let's introduce our two special guest hosts today. We'll start with Brent. All-star Oakland A's slugger. Oh, nice. We got some video too.
There we go.
You remember that one? You want to give me?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Look. Oh, that was the last.
That was
one.
the last one. That was number 39. There it was the second to last day of the
39.
season. That
Wow,
was number
off Emerson
38. That
Hancock.
one off Shoto.
Nice. There's Shoto.
Might be going in reverse chronological order here.
We're gonna go back. Is that 37?
Oh, that's off of Sean Burke too. That's Bledsoe
it's on Burke.
Bledsoe.
It's on Burke. Yeah.
He's in our agency.
Perfect, yeah.
Work out with him, and that is a nuclear.
That before that, I flew out at like 107 to the track off him too. So
Can we take a second to look at those numbers though, Scotty? Like, look at those numbers, bro. I said it today. I mean, I think right now when you talk about a lot of truly underrated, I mean, another year of just straight up production in a dump.
with those 11 bags. 11 bags. Look at those.
Hey, yeah, like was those like shuffle bags or what was going on? Because if you get
that's a lot of
11, if you got 11, I know you got
Yeah.
you got 9 more in you.
I got 9 more. We're gonna go for 20 next year.
We don't, you know what I mean? I think 9 is very, very viable, my guy.
Van, you know what the worst part of hitting 39, not 40 was?
What?
Is Brandon's career high is also 39. So I just
So
tied
you're
him
going to
and
be
didn't
hearing
beat
about
him.
that.
Yeah,
And the fact
I think
that-
Brandon said he'd watch tonight, Brandon Lau. So if he's out there, just know that was on my mind the whole time, was that I just tied him and didn't beat him, and that was the worst part.
I'm very excited for the banter of you guys. Is it Berger up there too with what, 36?
Burke hit 30, ish last year.
I tell you what, the ball's going to fly a lot better in Sacramento.
Yeah,
a little bit
it's
better.
gonna be interesting to see
I
where
will
it plays.
say.
Yeah, I think it's going to be like league average, but league average is way better than it flew in the Coliseum, because the Coliseum's tough to hit it as far as homers go. So that'll be fun to kind of see how that ends up playing.
All right, so then let's do Vinnie P's intro real quick. We got 2 minutes before first pitch. What do we got? Oh, off Bybee.
Yeah, that was off of Bobby. That was a good one. Little curveball, a 4-hit day.
Good swing.
Listen, a lot of I can give you some Vinnie Pasquantino love. I mean, taking it back, I think back to when I fell in love with the game. Big guys that can hit for power and average. I still think, and I'm speaking for you, I think we've yet to see the best of the Pasquatch, dude. I love your approach. I love how you. Let me look at that. How many games did we miss this year?
Too many. I don't know, like 30-something, 40-something.
I mean, you can only control what you can control.
Missed
But
30 games.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Still had.
I think I was third in the
91 or
league.
97.
I think I was like third in the league when I got my dad would text me and be like, how does it feel to be like top 10 in the world in RBIs? I'm like, it's pretty cool. And then I broke my thumb and it was like, oh, it's not cool anymore.
Hey, a fun thing about a thing I noticed this year, or I learned about RBI, is you kind of, the new age of thinking is like RBI isn't up to you kind of thing. It's like it's all dependent on who's on base and opportunity and stuff like that. So it's not really telling of the kind of success you had. And that may be true until you start getting close to 100, and then you really care about RBIs. Because I really want to get that.
The amount of
I really want to get 100. So you start looking for those opportunities, and you're like, somebody hit a double. Law.
Please, somebody get on base. Please.
Give me a shot.
Hey, you find yourself being a really good teammate to the guys in front of you. You're like, hey, dude, hey, you got that look in your eye today, man. I see 2 runs in you today, my guy. I see it. You got to start really feeding in and pouring into the guys around you big time.
Yeah, it was funny for me. It felt like I could only get a hit with guys at second or third, and with nobody on base, I could not sniff a
You're
hit.
doing the show, hey.
It got to a point on Twitter where I was being tagged as the RBI man who could do nothing. That people were like, "Don't even bring your bat. Don't even bring your bat unless there's anybody on base. Just go back to the dugout, see a few pitches, see what happens." And I'm like, well, I'm trying. Let me tell you, I am trying to get hits with nobody on. And then I'm going to steal second. And then I'm going to become the run scorer, not producer. That's my plan.
Solo homers work too, but yes, I feel that. Hey, all right, so the game has started, and we'll be watching along with everyone here. So the trickiest part right from the jump is to make sure that we're all timed up for now, okay? So Gleyber Torres, first pitch, 4-seamer, knock. Yankees getting started early against Gavin Williams. and let's see if we can get ourselves timed up. So everyone kind of just talk about where their screen's at.
Williams just came set.
Okay.
I'm
You
going to
didn't get a pitch yet?
Williams pitch arsenal. I got to get going.
Leg lift, ball in dirt, Hedgie picked it.
All right, hold on.
I watched Glaber against us in a series in late September. We played him for 3 games. He got 3 first pitch hits in a row, and I feel like he's done like 5 or first pitch the game hits all 3 games. He's done like 5 times in the postseason. We got to start not throwing him a heater first pitch.
Yeah, and I said it, dude. If the Yankees
Soto.
get through this series, he's definitely, I think, an unsung hero. Like, he is literally he's literally been doing it at the top of that lineup, man. And like you said, straight ambush mode. Like, mix it up.
All right, so wait,
Glaber's
let's
the
try
guy-
this. Vinny, where you at with your screen? So we're somewhat in the same
Just ball
spot.
back to Williams. Williams has the ball now. Looking at it. It's in his glove.
What's the count?
2-0.
All right, so I'm at 2-2, so I gotta pause for a sec. Or sorry, 3-1.
I am at 3-1. I just
You're
got
at
to 3-1.
3-1. All right, so
I don't
maybe
know why
pause
I'm
for a
so
sec.
late.
I mean, I do know why, but I'm not going to crush the provider. But I do know why, because they're
I can
always
trust the provider
little
then, right?
behind.
Because I pay for them.
Yeah, you can. I mean,
Yeah,
I can
YouTube
too, technically.
TV. YouTube TV.
Exactly.
That's
I
what
used to have
Yeah.
YouTube TV. I'm going off the app right now, and they're usually a good 45 seconds behind the
That's
app.
insane.
So that's
I don't think I
probably
even
the
have the
case.
app on my TV.
It's
I'm
okay.
on
We can
YouTube
keep up.
TV. And
Wait,
and
so are
I'm
you at
still-
3-1 yet, Vinny?
I'm at 3-1 right now, yeah.
Okay, so now I'll press play.
He's just got on the rubber.
Soto
I
in the
think I'm-
box.
Yep,
Yeah,
I'm
there's
pretty
Juan
much in your
Soto right
spot
now.
now. So we all at 3-1, or Brent, are you in?
I'm
just
ahead.
kidding.
I'm paused. I know what happens.
He just came set.
I'll
Homer?
let you know in a sec.
Homer?
Oh,
How much money is Juan Soto going to make?
All right. Okay. So y'all 3
Can
let
I
me
start it
know
already?
when Gavin Williams gets the ball back and licks his fingers, and I'll press pause. That's where I'm at. When he goes, he
Okay.
catches it, licks his fingers. Let me know that happens. And I'll
Right there, now.
got it.
Go.
Yep.
So where am I at right now? I'm watching Soto touch home.
touch third right now.
Touching
He just
third.
hit the third base coach. He's touching home.
Is he
Now.
clapping now?
No,
Clapping
now.
now.
we're all together.
Handshakes.
98 top rail, just homer.
Hey, boys and
swing.
girls at
Good
home.
hitter.
Like, can I ask both of you guys this question? Because I know there's a lot of new swing coaches, but like, what for me that feel is top hand, back shoulder. Like, what does that feel like? You said 98 top of the zone. I'm just curious because I'm teaching 16-year-olds now.
Yeah.
I got a son that's 17 that just turned 17,
Sure.
baseball guy. Like, what is that? You know what I mean? That because I see a lot of, but tell me the mental approach, the mental feel, please.
For the up zone 4-seamer, if I know a guy's
Yeah.
gonna live up there, I gotta feel like I gotta get my hands in a position where I feel like they're launching from above the ball. And then my first move, my first thought is get my front elbow up above it too. And then go from there. And that's gonna keep you flat on top of it.
Okay. Almost barrel across the chest ish.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that's what Soto does so well. Like, he's so flat, but he covers the top of the zone so well.
Yeah,
So
his
Go ahead,
finish
Ben.
is funny because that's a stupid flat swing with a really high finish. So like people are going to see the finish
Yeah.
and think he was super steep, but he was not at all.
he is,
That'd be it with Williams' fastball too.
See,
you're not supposed to
Scott,
take it
this,
Like,
this
it's a
gives-
good heater,
this
man.
is giving me goosebumps. Yeah.
that's a
This
good
guy,
heater.
I love hearing the current guys talk about hitting, bro. It gives me goosebumps.
He
Because a lot of
Brent-
guys, it's so many guys that talk it, but these guys are in it right now, especially because now, like, again, towards the end, I was seeing a lot of velo. I'm like, okay, the game is going towards a lot of velo. But I love hearing, I wish I would have been like 2 or 3 years younger to hit with like some younger guys to hear their approach on attacking that stuff. Because I hit the fast stuff well, but as you get older, it's like it was so much going on, so many ways to get to it that, I was a little in between, fouling, missing stuff off, but I like that barrel across the chest approach. That was Kevin Seitzer. He's really big on that.
Brent's really good with that, with swing stuff like that. That's what, like, it's phenomenal listening to him talk about it when we're hitting together. Because all I think about is B flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just two different thought processes, right? It's like you're thinking about like the end result, and then you just kind of let your body take over and do what it has to do to get to that end result. And I mean, that's kind of like, in the box, I wouldn't be thinking those things. I'll be thinking like, I want to swing above this ball. But the two things that have to happen for me to do that is I have to over exaggerate how high my hands launch from, And then my front elbow's got to get up above the ball to be able to get on plane with it. Especially, I mean, it's going to depend guy to guy. But like, yeah, if there's a 98 four-seamer and he's just going to try to lift the top of the zone, I got to make sure I can cover that, or I got no chance to hit anything else.
Hey, in Cleveland, there's no way Judge and Stanton can walk in that dugout, right? There's no way.
Sure, huh? Yeah.
Especially AJ, bro.
Aaron's like this walking through.
Right there. There's no way they can walk in there.
Isn't it the smallest dugout vertically in the league?
I think so.
Like, what is the ceiling in that dugout? Ish.
Like, I could hit it if I stood up straight. It's probably
Like
6'4", 6'5", something like that. Yeah. But the heaters are underneath it and they stick down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they're definitely on tonight. So there's no way.
How cold is it? Do we know?
I think it's high 50s. Like, I think first pitch was 58 degrees range.
Okay. So
I mean, isn't that something you can probably request? Like, hey guys, so people keep evolving and getting larger, and we have a lot of players in the league now that are like 6'6", 6'7". So we're gonna actually need to force you to renovate the dugout and just make it a little higher up for a taller set of people.
They actually want to make it smaller so they can get more seats.
That's true. That's an extra row of seats, but yeah, that's fair.
Hey, tell me, like, for just for a fan that's catching the postseason and they see guys throwing harder than ever, like your classic, okay, velo goes up each year, average fastball. They're watching Gavin Williams pumping 98 to, I don't know if he's touched 100 yet, but plenty of 99s. And they're like, well, how does that fastball get hit these days?
I mean, when you see it all the time, it does become easier, I guess. I don't know. I mean, it still feels pretty hard.
Hey, guys, say what's real. Listen, you got to be able to hit the fastball to play at the big league level.
For sure. Yeah, no, 100%. If you can't, there's a barrier to entry to get to the league. And if you can't hit the heater up in the zone, you get exposed real quick. I mean, you don't have to be like great at it. Like, it's not my biggest strength. Like, I handle balls down way better than I handle balls up. That's not a secret, but like, I can cover it enough to where I can't just get completely exposed up there, because if you throw it enough, I can cheat to it and hurt you. So I mean, if you're a guy who just can't cover the velo up in the zone at all, you're not going to last very long.
Scott, I got a question for Scotty. Are the Yankees going to pull a Jerry Jones and say we don't have enough money to pay Soto?
I was first off, you had me when you were like, you have a question for me about the game?
Yeah. I wanted to get your point. I want to talk money, because I could ask these guys, but they're in a tougher position because it's a you could.
No, but they don't play there. You could talk about a dude's free agency. I mean, hey, he's going to be free agent this year. He's going to get massive.
He's going to get so much money. Like, that's why. That is my analysis.
He's going to get the bag. There are going to be contenders, but they're probably not going to be a ton of contenders.
5 or 6. That's my 26? Question, I guess. Let me be more specific.
26.
He'll be 26.
He's younger
he's
than me.
Way younger than me. Yeah.
I was at his debut as a fan in college, so
feels like he's been in the league forever.
Yeah.
He debuted in 2018.
2018. I was in college, and it was also Franmil Reyes' debut. They both hit homers.
Franmil, what a monster!
Yeah,
Franimal.
I'll go in between. Big and your name is Franny. Your nickname is Franny. I mean, that's crazy.
What did Bryce get total money? 13. It's a 13-year contract. How much was it?
340, I think, right?
I want to say it was around 340. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I think it was 330, but I'll double check.
Because I mean, you got to think Soto gets 12, 13 years. I don't know. It's not my job, but like, he's really good.
Also, the years are actually important. Oh, so 330 for Bryce through 2031. Also, keep in mind, he could have had an opt out, and he was like, "I want to be devoted to the city and show him." So, because then, if he did have one, he would have gotten a lot more. Honestly, I mean, he would have opted out and gotten even more on top of that.
That's true.
Like other guys have done in the past. Machado's done that. A-Rod's done that, right?
I mean, the Nats tried it with Soto. Technically, I mean,
yeah.
What was it, 417 or what was it? Something crazy?
Yeah, I don't know what the number is. I know it's going to be a fun offseason to be Juan Soto. It's going to be a really good time.
Yeah, he's going to have fun.
Absolutely,
The Nats,
dude.
he turned down 15 years, 440. In July of 22 is when the report came out.
Brent, can you imagine ever being
At
in a
20
spot where
at 20 years old, what was that?
$440 million and you say no?
And you're right, though. That's the thing. He's like, that's not enough, and you're correct. Like, you're like, yeah, that's fair. Like, it's not enough for you. And that's just
true.
Nuts.
And I'm not gonna lie, there was a stretch in San Diego where I was like, I mean, it's still gonna be nice, but I love again. I say this, and I was so happy to see where San Diego was at. But playing in San Diego, I used to tell people it's almost too nice to win. Like, meaning you wake up there and it's like 75 to 78.
Yeah.
There's no humidity, and you're like, hey, sure, it would be nice to just stay at home today. You know, like take a walk on the beach. You know what I mean? I'm like, you
Beautiful.
got it. Like, as a player, I almost rather be in like a place where, yep, only thing to really do here is go play baseball. Like, you know what I mean? It's like going to play in New York. I keep saying, I'm like, if we want to see the best Juan Soto, if the money's right, he'll stay in New York because those fans will bring out the best in him. They won't allow him to be like, well, it's San Diego, like they don't allow you to take days off. So for me, I hope he stays there, but the money's gonna talk. I mean, let's be honest.
Oh, no doubt. And here's Quan. We're all on the same page. And everyone that's watching right now, hello, what's up? Welcome to the watch party. Vinnie Pasquantino, Brent Rooker, Cam Maybin, Scotty Braun here. We're going to have guests joining soon. But you guys just saw Quan starts things off with a walk against Heel. So we'll see what the Guardians can do.
Ben, did you face him this year? Did you face Heel this year?
No, I was there, but didn't play against him.
Gotcha.
Brent, did you?
I did. It's
you got
the fastball is really good. What's
like
interesting is what'd you say?
Looks like a little bit of a cut.
There's a little cut to it for sure. What's the interesting thing against us, at least, he throws a slider a lot, but he like plays with it and varies the speed and the shape of it a lot. I don't know if it's on purpose, but like the first few innings against us, he'd throw like the
enough for Manzardo.
So he'd throw like the 86, 87 one. That's just like, it's pretty short pitch, but it's just normal 86, 87 slider. But then he went like 3 innings where he just started throwing like exclusively. He'd throw like 91 and put like a cutter. And he just kind of relied on it, and it was really good. But I don't know if it's on
how do you
purpose.
see it, Rook? Do you see it long? Like, where is he on the rubber? Is he on the third base side? Like, as a righty, I wonder, like, is it like a little bit like, oh, watch your lips from the beginning? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
It's
like,
a little
those, like,
he's on the third base side, and then there's like a tiny bit of like a cross body feel where it kind of takes away the shape of the breaking ball, right? So it's like it's going away from you the whole time, so it's a little tougher to see. There's no hump. It never really
that's what I thought.
you to like, There's that like the hangers you want to hit, right? Are the ones that pop up and start at your front shoulder, and those are the ones. So that never really happens because he's kind of throwing it away from you the whole time.
So low key, your eyes are like in, right? Low key trying to get it. It's crazy.
You got to get it close. You got to get close. Everything's
Yeah, for sure.
So Manzardo got to the slider, so already they got 2 in scoring position, and I think this one's going out of play.
Let me ask you guys this on your, because I love asking about your peers, and I've been kind of seeing a little bit of Manzardo here lately. I like this dude. Like, first off, how big is he? He looks like a big dude, but I like his swing. I think he could hit at the big league level, bro. Like, what do you got? You guys seen him before?
Yeah,
we played him early, so he wasn't there. So I haven't seen him in person. But I mean, his swing looks good, and he's handled he's hitting the postseason.
The only thing I think that's kind of funny about his swing is it looks like he's having like a panic attack when he gets in the box. He it's like a lot of movement when he gets in, but it's short and it's a pretty flat swing, and he clearly knows.
He got some pop too, bro. He hit like 25 homers and trips too. I mean,
it's he's definitely good. Like with Cleveland, they have a type of what kind of hitter they like, and he makes a lot of good hard contact with line drives. Like they know what they're looking for. That is for sure.
Is Jose underrated to you guys? I know.
I wanted to comment on that because I saw.
Y'all tell me. What do y'all think? Because I think he is
when
underrated.
I saw Aaron's comment about that, and my take on it was like, if you ask guys in the league who play against him, no, he's not underrated because every one of us is like, I mean, dude, OPS is 850, hits 30 homers every year. Like, no, he's not underrated.
And 100 plus ribbies every year.
100 every year, and he steals 30 bags. So if you ask someone in the league, who plays against him, no. But if you ask like the casual fan who like they know Shohei and they know Aaron Judge, they know Bryce Harper, they know Mike Trout, like to the general public and the general population, like I think he's still underrated. And that's, I don't know what the reason for that is. So I think it's like two different things you're asking. Is he underrated to his fellow players? No, we all understand he's unbelievable. Is he underrated to like the casual baseball fan? Like, I think probably he still is. Just because the numbers he puts up every single year.
That's a great way to put it. I think it should have been framed that way. That's a great way to put it. Because the dude bro, I've been watching that dude for so long, bro. Let me tell you a story. I remember being a La Romana in 2014. This is the first time I ever heard him. He was still a shortstop. He was supposed to be like their top prospect and shortstop. I'm playing for the La Romana Los Tordos. And I see this dude come in, like, you guys know the walk. And hey, Vinny, I swear, on his shoulder, he had one as big as you, bro. He had the shot, the shotty. I'm like, yo, what do I need that out here? Like, they're like, hey, Papi, Jumbo Diaz gives me a machete. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this, bro? If something pops off, you're gonna give me a machete at a gunfight? But that was the first time I ever seen Jose Ramirez, bro. Walking in the clubhouse, I'm like, yo, first off, where am I right now? What is going on, and why don't I have one of those? And here this little dude is just nasty, bro. Stealing bags, hitting bombs, playing short at the time. He's gross.
So good. He's so
nasty.
Good. He's one of my favorite guys to watch. Him and Jordan, like the two guys, it looks like every single pitch they are on time with, and they are on it every single pitch they get thrown. It's just fun to watch as a fellow hitter because that's something that I would love to be able to do. But there are definitely pitches I get thrown that anybody watching is like, oh my, he had no idea what that was.
Hey, do you think they guess? Do you think those guys guess?
No, I think they're just really good.
They're like, I'm on the heater. I know where I know where my hot zone is. If it's there, I'm attacking. Because I used to think the same thing too. Like Chipper Jones used to freak me out. Like I feel like Chipper would not swing unless it was like in like a spot he could drive. You know what I mean? It was like there was no chase. And I watched Jordan, you're right, and Jose. And I'm like, you think those dudes are guessing, or they just, like you said, they're just that good, bro?
Specifically Jose, like his lower body works so well mechanically and fundamentally, it allows him to be just like as adjustable as you can possibly be. So he can be on the heater all the time. I don't know if he is or if he guesses or what, but like just the way his lower body works, he can be on the heater all the time and adjust to everything because like that's how well physically his swing syncs up. If he'll throw in that change up the righties like that, also he's going to be a problem. That's going to make him way tougher.
So was that a setup there? Right. So we saw the first 4 pitches were all up. I mean, one missed way up, or maybe it didn't, but the heaters and what do you have? One slider in there, and then drop that changeup at the bottom of the zone. Like, what do you guys think of what just happened there? That last sequence, like from the big leaguer that currently, especially like, I don't know, Brent, if you want to start because you faced him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a really good fastball, obviously. So it's gonna, like the heater when he throws it well, it's going to have that ride life to it at the top, and it's going to have a little cut away. So the hittable one is the one that starts lower in the zone and closer to you. And so if he can throw that right on right changeup off of that same tunnel and get chased, I mean, he got a freeze take right there. But the thought there is obviously, all right, if I want to hit this fastball well, it's got to be down, it's got to be close to me. So he throws a changeup off that same tunnel, and it just chases your back foot, and then you get that chase for the strikeout, which is what he's looking for.
What do you got, Vinny?
I mean, if he's got that, which I wonder if he's throwing because the slider got hit a little bit, that's gonna change the game a tick for the Guardians because that is not fun. A little right on right changeup to finish you off there, down and away. Good luck to the righties who are seeing that. As a lefty, maybe he throws it up and in, and you're able to see it a little bit, but that doesn't look very fun for right-handed hitters. Especially with what Brent's talking about, a guy that you got to get in anyway. If you need to, now you got to cover something away. You're gonna, because what they're gonna start having to do is swing at the slider away. Like that's gonna open up the slider for him all day long.
He didn't unleash it either. I'm going pitch by pitch here, and yes, it is crazy, Sean. We're gonna get Witt and Skubal joining us a little bit later on. So he threw all heaters to Juan. He walked him. Then Manzardo was on the second pitch, 4-seamer slider. Finally unleashed the changeup against Ramirez to get the fly ball that drove in the run. Changeup worked for the pop out to Naylor, and then the changeup for the strikeout here. So then Is he like, all right, I'm feeling this. I might as well ask the future Cy Young winner in the American League. So Tarik Skubal joining us right now. What's up, Tarik? How you doing, man? Good to see
jersey
you.
behind you is such a power move. I love that. That's sick.
Your jersey behind you is big. Hey, matter of fact.
Yeah, it's like you got that there.
Man, I was a little late. I was a little early. I need my scoop. Matter of fact, and I need the one that says Cy Young 2024. So I'm gonna wait for it. I'm gonna come get that next year, my boy.
Yeah, I got there you go.
I got it.
Hey, Scotty.
Thanks, Tarik, by the way. Appreciate
hey, fellas.
Of course.
I didn't have an official. I never got an official at bat, but just because I can say he's a friend of mine, just feel free to ask him what my average is off of him on the backfields.
Why don't you ask him? Yeah, go ahead, Tarik. Well, let's get Tarik's perspective. What happened?
Until you retire, bro. I'm gonna carry that one with me, my guy.
Yeah, that was a tough 2020 backfields wasn't very friendly to me in spring training.
School was trying to help get my confidence up. So he knew I was towards the end. He was like, yo, my guy's a good vet. I'm going to just pump him all heaters. I'm just trying to fill it out. You know what I mean? I didn't go out the park, though. Listen, he still keeps me in the park. But, I'm proud to say I was able to put the ball in play off of somebody as good as this dude, bro. But a better teammate, man. I'm telling you, this dude is one of my favorites. I've told you, Scotty, one of the most confident guys in the game. And I mean confidence in a good way. He believes in his stuff, and you have to at this level, man. But, T, I'm happy for you, bro. It was fun to watch you do your thing this year, bro. Fun.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Back when I faced you, by the way, I was too bought in on my fastball being the best pitch in baseball, so I just kept feeding. It took about 40 homers for me to buy into throwing something else. So,
yeah, it's all working. It's working now. Dog. Hey, matter of fact, can I ask you while I've got you, bro? One thing I was really impressed with last year, covering you guys pre and post. The players are the ones that usually get the headlines, but I think there's a lot of unsung heroes. Can you talk about, because I watch certain guys. We watched Flaherty this year. We watched Lorenzen last year. Can you talk about Chris Fetter and how good he is, bro? Or what does he do to get the best out of guys? Because it doesn't matter if they're a household name or somebody coming up or a guy with your stuff, bro. He's getting the best out of all of you guys, and I think he needs more credit, bro. I just want you to shed some light on that. Like, what is he doing?
Oh, for sure. I think Fett, Robin Lund, Juan Nieves, our whole pitching department's pretty dialed in. And what you say is true. I think they get the best out of everybody. The way they communicate, the way they relay information. I'm a guy that likes to keep it simple, so they can, relay information for me that's, probably a little bit more complex and get it across to me in a simple way to where I know what I need to work on. And I think they're great. I think they're really good at their job. I don't want to give them too much credit because I want them to stick around. I don't want them taking jobs other places. But yeah, they're really good. My relationship with them is great. Going forward, I'm very confident in how we pitch the ball.
Nice.
All right, let's get in here. I
want to ask Rook something about this real quick. I want to ask him about this about hitting in Cleveland. So I'm watching. I just watched a backdoor two-seamer from Williams. Mm-hmm. I want to ask Rook, as a righty, how did you see the ball in Cleveland, bro? Because I swore it was off, bro. I thought the plate was – I thought balls away looked so far off.
Wells sees it pretty good.
Oh, he's a great.
Hey, I thought that was a good move. I thought that was a good move by Booney switching the lineup up, bro. I said it the other day. I know a lot of people were talking about it. They want to see Rizzo in the 4-hole, but I like that move, bro. Dropping Austin Wells down there a little bit, taking the pressure off of him.
I don't know what my numbers are in Cleveland. I feel like, if I'm just anecdotally speaking, I feel like I strike out a lot, but I also hit a lot of homers there. So I don't know what that means.
Was it striking out looking, though? Because I feel like it's looking. Like the ball away,
I chase a lot, so I don't strike out looking.
Okay. I'm like
no, I don't know. Maybe. That was a good pitch, too. I don't know. There's something too. They changed the right field, right? It made it way more hitter friendly this year because they took out some seats. Am I right about that?
They took something out, and it became one of the easiest parks to hit a homer in this year. Something like that.
That's crazy.
Well, it's like a wind tunnel. It has something to do with like the wind tunnel.
Yeah,
or something crazy?
yeah.
Way up in
the
left
upper deck in right field.
Upper deck. and the ball flies out to right pretty good.
Gavin
they
Williams
do
looks
that, you know?
nasty. I haven't faced him, but his stuff itself just looks gross.
The
That
curveball
curveball looks real.
So what is it? What pitches is he gonna have to can to take it to the next level? Because that's what it seems like. It seems like all these dudes like usually just end up canning one pitch and just, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? Because the dude is like Scott said, it's 100. Like,
he needs
The way
it says cutter, but it's a slider at like 93, 94. He probably needs something that's like 87, 88. Because he's got fast and he's got slow. It's 100 and it's
he's
80.
in your division.
That
As
curve.
if nobody's going to tell him that. As if nobody's going to tell him. Nobody's going to tell him.
You're breaking the news.
Yeah.
right, Vinny? If they haven't done that by now, somebody needs to lose a job. Let's be honest.
That fastball up and the curveball look like they play off each other really well. I mean, I think you got Rizzo to take one, and he got that's the classic. Like Rizzo takes that pitch, and somebody sitting at home was like, "Well, what are you looking for? It's a curveball right down the middle." It's like, yeah, but he started at his eyes, and the last two pitches were 98 at your chin, so you can't swing it because it comes out of that same tunnel. So I mean, those two things look like they're working together really well.
What are you seeing, Tarik? You're watching the game. What are you seeing tonight so far? Because we're talking well about Gavin, but he's also given up 3 runs. And you need to win the game.
Yeah. No, I mean, every time that he pitched against us, he played that fast, slow game where it was heaters at the top, dominated the top rail, and then curveballs kind of at the bottom and below. And when you throw 98 to 100, and then your curveball is 81, and it's like negative 20 inches of VB, and it's 16 to 20 inches of carry, it's tough to hit. But I think that's part of being human as a pitcher. It's okay to give up runs. Just keep your team in it. The Guardians are a resilient team, and I mean, they keep a good offense like New York. Just keep your team in it. That's all you can do at this point. Is just keep making pitches and keep your team in it, and see how long you can go.
I mean, he's giving up. It's not like it was walks and bloopers.
Yeah.
He's given up a few homers, gave up a hit, like 3-1 game. This game's far from over.
Oh yeah. So we'll get your
next. Who do each team have to pitch after these guys? Because I feel like haven't they thrown everybody? Hasn't Luke Weaver and Clay Holmes thrown in every single game?
every playoff game so far.
Baseball, baby. Every reliever is just. I don't know how they do it in the postseason.
Well, hey, except with you guys, it's you, and then it's your day, and then it's everybody else.
Everybody else's day. Yeah.
Exactly. They were like, is it a Skubal day or is it the rest of the staff?
It's
day?
just everybody else. Yeah. Who are we going to see?
Yeah, I actually want to know your guys' thoughts on that. How hitting like that? I mean, that's got to be frustrating, right? Like,
yeah,
when you don't know
different guy every at bat.
Well,
Yeah.
Cleveland did it to us once this year, and you guys did it once to us this year, where you told us like, "Hey, it's a bullpen day. This guy's probably going to go bulk," but then the game plan kind of changed. And I've never been more mad in my life than those 2 days. Because it's like we go through like hours of game planning, and then it's like, okay, this guy's coming in, this weird lefty who's like the herder guy. That's who it was. That day, his debut. He's 4 feet behind me. All right, I got to do a bunch of work to work on that angle.
Angle toss, yeah.
It was like righty. Oh, herder's coming in the 6th. I had one for 4 that day. He got the hit off a herder.
To be fair, the reason they do that is because your lefty and righty splits are like very even. So they're not pitching like you do the same thing off left on right on. You actually walk more than you strike out against lefties, which I think is insane. But that's why you're going to get righties is because like you're neutral. There's no advantage. It's like, all right, who's hitting after you and who's hitting before you? At least that's what I was thinking. I don't know.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
Which luckily for me is 2 Hall of Famers that I hit in between. So
yeah, that's good.
But normally the righties come in anyway, just to go get those guys, and I get to reap the benefits of that.
Yeah. When you step in the box and there's a runner in scoring position, and I'm like, I actually can't strike this guy out. I need him to hit it right at somebody and stay in the infield somehow. Luckily, and it's like when you have to do that against a hitter, it's when you're on the mound, it's like. You're not as confident as you are when a guy has a little bit of chase, or you can make some pitches and get a guy to swing and miss in certain situations. So,
is Jake Rogers as good as I think he is at game calling?
Yeah, he's awesome. I think we go over scouting report stuff and we create a plan of what we want to do, and then there's been so many times where I have the scouting report in my brain of like, all right, this guy's in the box. I need to make this pitch. If I want to get missed, it's here. If I want to get ahead, it's here, right? And he'll go completely off that. And I'm like, dude, what? This is not what we went over 2 hours ago. But I just trust him, and it works. So I don't think twice, and maybe in a bigger moment, I'll shake off to a pitch that, and just trust the numbers. But I think that he's so great back there that, I don't do a ton of shaking. I think the rhythm there too is great for me on the mound, but I can't say enough good things about that guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's an awesome person, bro. He's the
good guy to talk to. I like catchers you can talk to while you're
hitting. He's a good catcher to hang out with in the box.
Good conversational catcher. You're trying to beat him, but at the same time, it's a good hang.
Yeah.
When he comes out to the mound for mound visits, if there's a mound visit mid-inning, like the last thing we're talking about is baseball, which is hilarious every time he's out there. I think it was against you guys, Rook, in Oakland. Had been like 7 flare shot singles, and he came out, and I'm pissed off at it, right? Because I'm getting soft contact, I'm getting what I'm supposed to do, and he comes out and like cracks a joke, and I'm like mad, and I just am like, you know what? I should probably calm down a little bit and just get back to playing baseball the way I know how to. And I think he cracks a joke in a moment like that when I had just given up my 7th single in a row. I'm like, dude, I can't get these guys to miss. And I think that's just who he is on the mound or behind the plate.
That exact. So, do we have the tweet that I tweeted your first playoff start? Can we pull that up real quick? Because I want to talk about that.
Yep, we can do that.
You have that? Yeah. Because this was during that mound visit. I think Veerling was playing third base. And you came out of that mound visit, and I think you got this one. You can speaking of 99-100, you don't get to pick when you throw 99-100. You can throw 99-100, but you have to do it all the time. You don't just get to pick and choose. Like, all right, now it matters. Now I'm going to throw 100 because it was that game, that mound visit. I was on third base. You got 2 punch outs going an inning, and every fastball was like 99 or harder. And I was looking at Veerling like, he can't just decide to do that now. Like, that's not fair for us. What are we supposed to do?
I get to say this. You don't get to choose when you go opposite field and take your single. Like you get to hit a homer every time. Then, like
that's fair. That's fair.
You could sit there and take your single the other way. I'm like, well, when's the A swing coming? Like, when's he going to try and jump? And I'm like,
that was fun. That's fun because I noticed you do it the first start against Cleveland. I guess it was. I noticed you doing it too.
Yeah, I don't really know why that happened. I mean, I know my general.
Is it on purpose, or is it just like you get a little bit more ramped up in those moments?
As the at-bat kind of goes, I think just different fastballs call for different things. But my general miss when I throw a fastball as hard as I can is at the top of the zone. And when I'm trying to throw, when I need to get swing and miss or I need to get out of a jam, the top of the zone is probably going to be my friend. So I think that's why, the velo ticks up is because I start just trying to as I can and trust that it's going to be over the plate at the top of the zone. And if I miss up, and that's not a horrible thing. You just get to throw it up there.
Yeah. So it's almost like the intent, like your intended location, like almost impacts how hard it comes out. That makes sense.
Yeah. Like if I'm trying to go down, I try to throw it hard down, but it's not as hard as if I'm trying to go up. If that makes sense.
No,
yeah,
nice.
Rook's got good numbers off me. He hit a slider this year at home, backdoor, and I remember walking in the dugout like, dude, you're supposed to take that. That's on the report.
It was like 25 degrees that day. It was so cold. It was freezing.
Or spin. That's what you're supposed to do is take, and then you swing at it.
I'm pretty sure what happened is I was swinging at a fastball, and I happened to hit a slider off front. It wasn't on purpose, I promise. I didn't mean to do that.
And you hit it, and I was like, you know what? Whatever. Salvi did it when you guys came to our place. I threw a backdoor slider. They probably ended up middle. That's probably what happened. But to me, in my mind, they were perfectly executed backdoor.
Salvi's got to be the most frustrating hitter in the world to pitch to, right? Like you could throw it anywhere,
bro.
And he could hit it. But he also might not swing. It's got to be frustrating, huh?
Yeah, I'll walk in the dugout. He's got good career. You can pull up his numbers too. He's got good career numbers off me too. But I'll walk in the dugout and he'll get a hit or something or hit a homer or a line drive up the middle, and I'm like, why did I even throw a pitch in the zone? And then the next time I throw a pitch out of the zone and he takes it. I go, okay, whatever, dude. I guess that's why you're Salvador Perez and you've played forever. But And then certain at-bats, you'll get a strikeout. And I'm like, why? What happened in that at-bat that I can't replicate every time I face this guy? But that's probably why he's so good.
It's funny to hear pitchers and like you specifically say things like you're just talking about, because like there's at-bats all the time where you're facing like an elite guy and you guys execute like 3 pitches, and we were like, all right, man, if you're going to do that every time, then like I'm never going to get a hit again for the rest of my career. So just kind of like tip your cap, like good for you, you win. Like I'll try next time. But like
in Detroit this year, I think it was an Apple TV Friday night game, and he goes, I don't know, fastball. I think I took it. Then he threw a changeup up and in, fouled it off. And I look at Jake Rogers and I go, "You didn't just call that, did you?" So then I said, I'm auto taking the rest of the at bat, auto take, 99 heater. I mean, middle. I'm just gonna walk back to the dugout. We're gonna go ahead and try this again. That was a good one. That one felt really good.
That was a good first inning for me that day. That was
really good. Really good.
I think that was like a 10-pitch, 3-punchy inning, and I was like, I'm not going to give up a hit today. And then you guys probably tagged me for 5 like you always do, and I was just like, I had a good day, I thought,
Those innings are fun. Watching the really good guys have a 3-punchy 10-pitch firch inning, you're just like, oh boy.
You feel really good about how your day is.
Today's not going to go well.
Yeah. Maybe we got him really confident. He'll just start pumping heaters. Oh, wait a minute. He does that anyway. He does that regardless.
It doesn't matter. That's what he wants to do. So what are we going to do?
Who has a bigger FU fastball, you or Will Vest? Because I think it's Will Vest.
I like Vesti's heater a lot. I like his heater a lot.
My report on him is
Scoops, am I tripping, or did he not start? Like, I feel like I covered you guys all year the year before, and it was 3-4, occasional 5. Like, I feel like it was coming out hot this year, bro. Like, am I tripping?
I love
like he
the
was
way when he comes in. We always pitch on the same day. I think just the matchup of you're getting lefty and
winning. It's because you're winning.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, that could be. But we pitch on the same day, and when he comes in after me, I'm like, I have all the confidence in the world in that guy, because everything he throws is, it's FU. It's like, here's my fastball as hard as I can throw it. Here it is. Here's my slider as hard as I can throw it. Here's my changeup as hard as I can throw it. And he gets a ton of soft contact and a ton of miss. But that heater was real down the stretch. I think the second half of the season, I'd be curious to see what his velo was, from the first half to the second half. I don't know what he worked on or what changed. But then he also has this, like, we have this running joke that he says he throws his changeup harder than me. So there's probably a little bit of competitive, like, I'm like, dude, I throw harder than you as a starter. And so then he started ripping in some 97 to 99s, and that's special when he's doing that with his fastball. He's got a really good 4-seamer and a really good sinker too, to keep guys off balance. So he's great for us.
Hey, I want to ask the hitters, you guys, because this has been driving me freaking nuts this postseason. And matter of fact, Schools can touch on this. Was David Fratt not an all-star?
He was.
Why the fuck is he sitting on the bench? I don't care who's pitching.
What are we
like Vinny? I'm asking you though. Like, does that, like, if that's you, like, are you banging and you're like, oh, Rodon's throwing, like, hey Vinny, be ready. Are you not like? I'm literally watching, like, if I'm a Guardians fan, I'm losing my mind. I watch what he did against the Tigers. You watch what he continues to do, bro. I need at bats against everybody who's pitching. I don't care who's starting. You don't get to the big leagues without being able to hit righty on right, or I just don't get it. Like,
banged up right now?
Say what?
I think he is a little banged up.
He's banged up right now, I think.
I can't tell in the box. You were pretty bad. Hey, you're pretty bad. Hey, how you doing, bud? Hey, how you doing, pal?
It depends. My numbers didn't look great, huh? I got a lot of
presence means a lot, brother. Presence goes a lot. John Buck told me one time, we don't pitch to the numbers. We pitch to the name on the back of the jersey. And I'm like, dude is swinging the bat right now. What are we doing?
Hit the hardest ball of my life. Hit the hardest ball of my life in the playoffs. It went foul.
Did you?
I don't know.
Hey.
I'm just serious. I'm curious. Like, Scoob too. Like, you can answer it too. I know you're a pitcher, but if you see a guy, you see this guy, you saw what he did against you guys. But are you guys like, hell, I'm glad. I know it's a righty, but I'm glad he's on the bench today. Like, aren't you excited to not see that dude in the lineup right now?
Yeah, I mean, I get every righty always, but if there's a lefty that they leave out of there that
Like
You
a
know,
Vinny, like
yeah, if Vinny's not in the game and they want to hit another righty, if the righty swings and misses and chases a little bit, I like that a little bit more than me facing Vinny. Just I know the situation is going to come up where I need to get something. You know, I got to. That's just baseball, right? You know, when you don't want to face a guy in a big moment, that moment always happens. So, yeah, I think if there's a guy on the bench that might swing a miss a little bit more or chase a little bit more, I think that's advantage to me.
All right, so I want to get a little analysis with Tarik while we got him for another half inning here. So that's it. Gavin Williams is getting taken out of the game. Stephen Vogt coming in. I mean, your team had similar tactics on non-Skubal days. So what do you think? I know some fans were asking in the chat here as we're watching along with the game. Like, what do you think of how this operates in the playoffs and how some teams are actually thriving like this, right? Like Cleveland's down a game in the series, but I mean, look where they are right now. And look what you guys did with what you had. You took down a good Astros team and obviously put up a really good fight against Cleveland.
Yeah, I think when you have a bullpen like the Guardians do, they can shut games down from inning 4, you know, with the lead. They can shut it down. Their guys are so good. You know, obviously they have Clase at the back end, but then they have Gaddis, they got Smith, they have Herons, the lefty, right? I mean, they can just do some things and make some matchups and make you uncomfortable in the box and get a ton of zeros. And the way they defend too is, I think they play elite defense, you know, all throughout the infield, and their outfielders can chase it down and they can throw, you know, with Quan and Thomas out there. But I think that if they have a lead, they can just shut the game down and minimize and take away at bats from guys and get guys at bats that they're uncomfortable or, you know, they haven't seen this guy a ton. So I think in the short term it works. You know, it's going to work. It's going to suppress offense. But I think in the long run, I don't know if it's sustainable to do these types of games, you know, throughout a regular season. But in a postseason game, I think you're going to see it, you know, unless a rule change happens, which, you know, it might, you know, whatever. But I think you're going to see it all. Guys go to bullpen guys.
You want that to happen, the 6-inning thing?
No, I think that's so
right?
that's so egregious because they think 6 innings is easy. Like that's not an easy thing to do as a starter. So I think that rule, like whatever they sent it over or whatever, or that leaked, I think that's stupid. I mean, so stupid. I think that makes 6 innings is an easy task. Like, no, it's not. It's a grind to get 18. These guys are big leaguers too. It's a grind to get 3 outs, 1 out. You know, it's like I think that's stupid. But at the end of the day, they're probably trying to pump up offensive numbers, which they've done for like the last 5 rule changes. So it is what it is. If that happens, though,
we need all the help that we can get.
Yeah,
I
think
hitters are like, please implement that rule.
I think maybe there will be a rule where you like might burn your DH or something like that. You know, if you take a starter out before the 4th. But I also think that
no, because then some of us don't have jobs, so you can't be doing that.
We were happy. Yeah, we were happy.
Then I'm unemployed. So like, what are we going to do?
Well, you would be starting the game. You would just get burned. You would be starting.
Okay, I get my 1 at bat, and I'm good.
Yeah,
And they're going to do that to Shohei?
Yeah, they're not
like when Shohei DHs?
No.
I think that rule doesn't work because, like, on principle, you're just asking teams to try less hard to win. Because, like, why are they taking a starter out in the 4th inning? Because they think that's what gives them the best chance to win that game. So, like, by making a guy keep going, you're just saying, hey, teams, like, we're not going to let you try as hard as you can to win games. We're going to, like, dictate that you have to do this, even if it's not what's in the best interest of your team, like, in that specific night. I don't think that works.
I couldn't agree more. I think I don't know. I think that I don't think that rule will ever happen. At least I hope it doesn't personally, but things have changed. You know, rules change all the time.
But Tarik, what they're trying to do ultimately long-term is how do we create more of you? That's what they're trying to do. I mean, that's what people are saying. Like they know when you're on the ledger at the ballpark, more people show up. It's a cool storyline to follow, right? Like that matters, right? I'm the non-player on the show. That matters a lot to me. For me, I'm watching games every night, bunch to choose from, and I see, it's Skubal against George Kirby tonight. I'm like, cool, that's the game I'm watching. So like, how do we create more of that? And they honestly don't know how to do it.
Make sure you pick the right partner. Make sure
that's fair.
Make sure you pick the right partner. Genetics are real.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know how you would. Because I think that right's earned, right? Like you don't just get given starting, opportunities. I think you got to earn it as a player, especially as a starting pitcher. There's a ton of pride I take in, taking the mound every fifth day and trying to, win a ball game, however I can. But yeah, I don't know how you fix that problem. But I understand what you're saying. I mean, the game's getting younger, so I think there's a lot of, you're just less familiar with players as a fan, from a fan standpoint, because the game is getting younger. I think that's where we're at as with guys hit arbitration, salaries go up. It's just the nature of the beast, right? But yeah, I don't know how you fix that problem.
Aaron's strike zone box is so much taller than everyone else's. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Also, the strike zone, we all know that the strike zone box is not real, right? That it's not.
Thank you. People got mad at me the other night because I was like, let's just remove it because it just pisses me off.
I think side to side it's okay. The height means nothing.
But even side to side, we all get the reports. Like the strike zone's an oval. It's not a box.
Yeah.
Why don't they update it then for the TV? Like it's 2024. Why don't they make it what it really should look like?
Because everybody thinks that the strike zone is a square. Like the definition of a strike zone is over the plate, knees to chest, or something like that.
No, it's like the top and the bottom corners kind of get.
Yeah, you kind of cut them off, but you can extend the middle.
You're talking.
I go look at the iPad, and it makes me feel better about myself when I take a pitch and it's a ball. Like that's all I know.
All strike zone is an oval. The true strike zone is a box, right? It's a rectangle, right? Box.
Yeah.
The iPad
it's called.
Hey, Scoob, real quick, Scoob, I'll watch you throw too, and again, the maturation process is freaking awesome because the command, like I said, it used to be a lot of like I'm gonna challenge you and I'm just gonna beat you. Would you love the automatic strike zone? Like where it's like you throw one, especially right now, you got glove side down the righties, and Rook, that one I'm talking about. It's like, would you want the automatic strike zone? I'm just curious. I never asked the pitcher that.
Yeah, I think the automated zone is probably coming. When I was on rehab assignment last year, throwing in AAA, I didn't mind the automated zone because I threw a pitch up and in. It was supposed to be up and in, and I missed as far as you can miss down and away, and it was a called third strike. And I was like, that's sweet because I would have never got that pitch in a real game. But I think it's coming. I think they need to really figure out what the strike zone is and how they're going to adjust it to every single hitter. But I think
that's a challenge.
I would love to actually know, Rook and Vinnie, your opinion on this, but I think it's going to turn into advantage pitcher, just based on being able to throw like high sliders, high curveballs that like
back or back up.
Yeah. The backup slider up and away that kind of.
We had the go ahead. Sorry.
Here's my opinion on it. I think that we need to. The challenge system should probably come. I mean, I don't really care. It's going to come regardless. I think the challenge system should come. But then again, how do you define the strike zone for the challenge system to come? I just think that that's a little tricky. But I don't think it should be full ABS. I really don't. I think the challenge system should. I like the human element of the game. I think that that's part of the beauty of baseball. But I actually would love to know your guys' opinion on that. I think, get rid of the egregious misses, like the really bad calls, and I think that everyone's going to be happy with it, right? I think that's –
So we had full ABS when I was in the PCL in 22. And I think what you're saying is great. I think –
You get this too, Rook, the little – does that come with it, like the challenge pitch?
No, we were full automatic, like automatic strike zone. Like the machine was calling balls and strikes. I think initially it's big advantage hitters. I think what Tarik's saying is correct. Like you guys will adapt and start throwing breaking balls at the very top of the zone. Like Vin, Cam, y'all know the one. Like the curveball that lands at the top that is a strike, but when it's in the hitting area, it's at your neck, and you're like, I can't hit that pitch. So like, there's no point swinging it. Like I get that it's a strike because it's landing in the strike zone, but like I can't hit it because while it's out in front of the plate where I'm supposed to make contact with it, it's not anywhere near where I can make solid contact with. So I think
Darvish just figured that one out. Darvish throws that pitch to everybody.
Initially, it's going to help hitters, but if you guys can like adapt and start throwing that pitch on purpose, then it's going to be like, well, I don't know what to do with that because you can't make contact with it.
What happens to catchers when that happens? Like it doesn't.
You got to bang.
It'll be a two knee down catching stance.
Both knees down. Like that would make for such an ugly game, I think, in my opinion. Like catcher's not working. Like there's such an art back there, and
Yes.
I'm Raj is one of the best in the league. Gold Glove finalist. In my opinion, he should win it. So the way he works behind the plate, I think is part of the game, and it's beautiful. And I think that as a hitter, it might suck sometimes, and I totally get it. Sometimes you get the bat taken out of your hands, but I think that's what the challenge system would be really good at, is like negating the really big ones. But, if you're 50-50, you're not going to rip a challenge in the third inning. You're just going to take the called strike 3, But I think that's coming. But I think if we went full ABS, I think the game would look kind of weird. And I think eventually pitchers would, you'd realize what guys can't hit, and you'd start throwing sliders at the top and, get a ton of called strikes. And I think the game would get kind of ugly like that, but that's just my opinion.
I agree.
When and who uses the challenges would be interesting too. Cause
some guys would
know how the league.
Guys would be like, you're not allowed to use your challenge.
Yeah, you guys know how the league works. Like Vin, if if a guy comes up, he's got 2 weeks in the league, and he used the challenge and he's wrong, and now Salvi doesn't have a challenge like the 8th inning. Like that's
now we got service time challenges. I like that.
Yeah, right. You can.
Hey, bro. Hey, you got 11 days. Hey.
Yeah, no, you don't get the challenge. You don't get the challenge. You got to have at least this much time before you even think about touching your helmet. You better chill out. Yeah.
If you got to get beers off the plane, man, you
don't get the challenge. Yeah.
I will say this.
I agree. I
will say this. I think the guys coming up from AAA younger hitters as a pitcher, I think you can tell they have a crazy understanding of what the strike zone is, and they're right a lot of the times. Like when you go on the iPad, like a called third strike, and they walk back to the dugout, I pull it up right away, like as soon as that next pitch gets thrown, and they're right a lot of the time because I think they have that understanding of the strike zone. So I think that's already changing the game. But yeah, I think that I think the challenge system is something that I think everyone would benefit from. I think myself included. I think that sometimes I throw a pitch, like I throw a curveball in the complete wrong spot. I'm not trying to throw it up and away, but I'm like, I know that nicked it, so I'm going to challenge. Well, first off, I probably wouldn't ever challenge because I don't know what the strike zone is when Raj is catching, because the glove is just, it is what it is. I think every pitch is a strike, and I would probably look horrible out there, but I would encourage him to challenge as many as he could.
I just like it. I think my thing is it's not a perfect game, and that's how it's supposed to be. And if we're gonna, this is the first step, then we might as well just start saying, okay, my expected batting average was 950 on that, so I get a hit.
I get a hit. Count on my stats.
Yeah. Hey, that was a home run. Yeah.
I love that, Vinny. I'm with you, bro. You got to keep
like,
that.
I don't know. Like it's a game for catchers.
I think we've implemented the challenge.
Kind of a part for hitters too. Like talk to the umpire, be like, hey, what you got there? They know who argues, who doesn't argue. Like, hey, like he's not a dick on the mound. He's gonna get some he's gonna get some calls. Where if he was a prick, like umpire, especially some of the older guys, like you better hit your spot. Or hey, I'm calling in today. Like that's what I grew up playing. He's calling it in. He's not calling it away. Deal with it.
Make an adjustment. Yeah. Absolutely. I think, and I'm with you, Vinny. I agree with Vinny.
I respect you. Hey, there's the tip.
For real.
I love that.
I agree. It's like the game you came up loving had a personal element of it, right? Like the human factor. And I think I personally think we've implemented challenges where they should be, right? Like I think more times than not, like as hitters, we know when it's like damn, like that's all right. It could be a strike. You know what I mean? It's like damn, that's a hell of a pitch.
Also,
like,
how many times as a hitter? How many times as a hitter did you get a pitch called a ball that you went back and were like, whoa, he called that one a ball. It was a strike. I always look at that with guys. They'll complain and stuff. I'm like, you remember that low pitch?
That might be the next conversation we'd have because we do, and I'm guilty of it. We kill umpires, but I cannot tell you how many balls that I've been like, okay. Okay. All right. Hey, man. All right. That was, top. That was top out ball, right? I'm like, you know what I mean? So I agree with you, bro. It's just, Scoob missed that one, right? The ball's in, right?
I had a ball four against Griffin Canning this year in Anaheim. That was like, I took it. I think it was 3-0 or 3-1. And I took it, and I stepped out. I'm just waiting for the next pitch to come, and he says ball, and then me and Griffin just looked at each other, and both of us start laughing as I'm running to first base. It was like that entire ball was in the zone. I don't know what we were looking at there. So I'll take those walks as they come, though, for sure.
Did you see this just now? So Tarik, the last thing we'll do with you here, and appreciate the time, dude, is just like give us a little rundown because you just faced Cleveland of what we're seeing here. So like this inning, they're definitely giving Heel some fits. Naylor just swung out of his shoes and also got a strike called that he thought was a little too high. Juan did his usual thing where he just makes contact at will. But what do you see in this inning?
To be honest, I haven't watched it,
I think that's
but
a strike, Vinny. I think that's really a strike. I think the box is messed up. I think that's
a
actually a
little low.
strike. I think
a little low.
look at this pitch right here. Scoob, tell me,
on here, and I'm like, oh, that's close.
Yeah.
Like to me, like that's a really good pitch. You know what I mean? Like it looks like such a ball, but like as a guy that used to play, and I know you guys are playing now, I'm watching. I'm like, that's a strike, bro. Like that box looks hella low to me right now. It looks super low.
It does look low.
I don't know, Scoobs. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. What do you think,
the year went on?
No,
At least the box on the iPads.
Yeah, I don't
Remember
know.
at the beginning of the year, we didn't have the box.
Yeah, that was the umpires, right? They were having a fit at guys yelling. Showing up.
Acuna showed the
on the iPad.
But then they ended up
thinking about it.
Yeah, but back to the question. I think that this is how they've created offense all season. Oh, is this one going to land? Oh yeah. Look at this. Yep.
We're behind now because Vinny has terrible
We're all at the
service.
same time. Yeah, we all keep track.
Oh, just
All
say
right.
Okay.
Oh,
This is how they create offense, right? I mean, they have bat to ball guys, and then they got some thumpers, and Jose Ramirez is one of the best hitters in the top 5 hitter in the big leagues, and it seems like he comes up in every big situation, and then they have different guys that just pass the baton and get it to the next guy. I think that's what makes offenses really tough to pitch to too. Is like you can see like there's individual at bat and there's team at bats, and I think that this team does a great job of having team at bats and getting it to the next guy and making it as stressful for pitchers as possible. And that matters. That matters this time of year. It matters, and they're good at it. And then they have the pitching to keep the pitching and defense and timely hitting, and then that's why they're a good ball club, and that's why they won so many games this year, and that's why they're in this position right now. And run around first, 1-out count, 2 outs. They can easily run one out of the yard right here too and take the lead at home. And that place is rowdy, man. That place was a ton of fun to play in as an opponent. So, this is the Guardians. How they do it.
I like it in Cleveland. Like a lot of people don't like Cleveland. I like Cleveland. The locker room's big.
I think the stadium's great. I think it's a great stadium.
I think the field is great. The field is awesome, right? I mean,
It could do without the warning track though being
an actual track.
That's bad. Like I can't believe the union we allow that because
the rubber. What do you say? The rubber warning track?
Yeah, I don't know.
Trash. That's terrible.
Well, just wait till Sacramento next year. I've heard bad things about that place as a union too. I don't know.
We're fixing it. We're fixing it. Chill out.
I like that, baby.
Construction crew on it.
Hey,
We're working on it.
Brent.
Staying there. He knows the ball's going to fly out of that place.
Brent's gonna be out there like I was at the Perfect Game tournament, helping out on the field.
Rook's advising on what they should, touch up.
Yeah, this pitch here, you guys want to see a changeup low? That looks like a strike to me. Am I crazy?
That's a ball.
No, that's a ball. That's way out. That's way down.
Yeah,
I think that's
so
well caught.
Strike.
Yeah.
He has really went to that changeup though. I tell you what, and we're not even out of the 3rd inning yet. The Guardians put at bats on you, like you said. I know it's 3-1, 3-2 now, but you said it, man. Hey, would you say they're who's the toughest to pitch to in that with lineup? Or they might maybe one of the tougher lineups to pitch to, just scrappy.
Yeah, they scrap. The Royals do too, right? I mean, Vinny's team, they scrap. They have grindy, gritty at bats. But if there's a guy, the toughest guy, in that lineup is going to be Jose Ramirez.
Stephen Kwan, huh?
Jose Ramirez he's scary in the box, dude. He's on the ball out of the yard, and you don't know what pitch to throw him. And I've noticed the more I can just throw down the middle, the more he misses them. So I'm like, I might just throw every pitch down. I've thrown heaters down and away. I've thrown heaters up and in. I've thrown changeups below, and he's hit them all. Spin back door. He's hit them all. I go, okay, here's the middle slider, and he swung underneath it. I go, well, I think I got to take the risk there to get him out.
Yeah, the good old Tony
He's
Gwynn
great.
effect. Just throw it down the middle, let him get himself out.
Exactly. But
Brandon Lau just texted me and said that don't forget about Golden Tea in the locker room in Cleveland. That's true.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
Very
Yes.
disappointing.
yeah. Really good arcade games.
You know,
Oh yeah. Hey, the heated towels there, by the way.
But heated towels, yes.
oh yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I got heated towels at my house now because of
And
that.
they're huge too. They're like
Uh-huh.
Biggest towels.
gigantic.
Biggest towels in the league by far.
And your whole
They're like
body's
unnecessarily big.
Oh.
Yeah, you were
When you,
right.
like,
You're right.
Yeah,
They're
that's
big,
right.
like when you wrap them around your waist after the shower, they're dragging on the ground still because they're like
yeah.
they're like 8 feet long.
Yeah, I have them up like under my armpits.
You gotta go under the
Yeah,
armpit.
sneaky perk. Yeah, sneaky perk in Cleveland. You're right. I forgot about those heated towels, bro.
Who knew Cleveland was the bougiest ballpark?
No, it's not. It's gritty. Like it's gritty underneath there, but they've got the towel warmer.
That weight room is so slick. I don't know how someone hasn't got hurt in there working out. That
Yeah.
weight room, it's like walking
And
on
the
ice. I
cage-
don't know how that
The
happens.
cage is underneath the right field bleachers.
What about
so,
the cage, bro?
Yeah.
Cage is tough.
Oh,
As a pinch hitter guy, like the cage
Right
is brutal.
field, dude.
yeah. You're literally praying you start in Cleveland because you're like,
Yeah, like, I don't want to walk 300 yards to go warm up in the 6th inning.
The
skating
locker
down
room
there.
is going to be out there. That's where the locker room's going to be. Is like down the right field line, and you got to walk down a long tunnel to get to the dugout.
That's what I heard.
They're redoing it.
Oh, in Oakland.
Oh, really?
In Sacramento.
No, in
Cleveland.
Cleveland,
They're
they're
building a new
redoing it.
clubhouse in
After-
Cleveland?
After the last pitch is thrown in Cleveland, Willie, their head clubhouse guy,
Yep.
he was saying that
Oh,
they're
wow.
redoing the whole thing. Now, I'll believe it when I see it, even though they've been doing it, like it's being done. But
So you've seen
we'll see what it looks like next year.
So you're closer to the cages at least.
Yeah,
Closer
that'd
to
be
the
better.
cages, yeah.
Yeah,
nice.
they let you come out of right field and like, all right.
Just jogging like a reliever.
Like spring training, bro. It's like spring training. Like, hey,
Yeah.
just hold your hand up. Like, hey, I'm at a play. I'm at a play.
Yeah.
Well, Tarik, this was awesome, dude. We really appreciate the time. Obviously, thanks for swinging by for an inning and a half. This was great, and we're going to try and maybe do this one more time. But obviously, wanted to grab you, and congrats on obviously a ridiculous season. We'll talk to you on foul territory at some point soon too. But thank you, dude. Hope you enjoyed this. Trying to just have the current guys flow in here and tell us what's going on as the playoffs are happening.
No, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me. This was a ton of fun.
Yeah, same
Tell
here,
Dan I
man.
need my jersey.
All right, I got you, DR. He's a beauty. I got you.
I need my jersey, baby.
Appreciate you, Tarik. All right, so that's Tarik Skubal from the Tigers. He's going to win a Cy Young Award pretty soon, so no big deal.
Triple Crown, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and Sale both win Triple Crown.
Yeah, that's insane, right?
I want to
It's
know.
insane.
Here's this. All right. So, oh no. I want to know if has anyone ever won it in both leagues before? Like in the same year? Has
The
there been
Triple
like an
Crown?
AL? Yeah. Has there been like an AL Triple
I
Crown
don't-
and NL Triple Crown in
yeah.
the same year?
Pitchers? You're talking about the pitching Triple Crown?
Pitchers. Like they're like each league has a Triple Crown winner. There's no way that's happened before, right?
Oh.
The same year?
I doubt it. I doubt it
Yeah,
because
there's
it's
no
been
way,
so
right?
few. It's been so few in
Yeah.
terms of occurrences. I highly doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, for two guys that played in the American League, I brought this up a couple times on FT because I've gone on some of the Cleveland radio stations and they're really good and they really know their baseball. The one I go on primarily, I think it's called The Fan, and they were like, "What do you think Class A shot of a Cy Young is this year?" I was like, 0. I was like, I mean, he's going to get votes and get whatever, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something like that. But I was like, "You guys know about Tarik Skubal?" And they were like, yeah, but like Class A is having one of the better relief pitcher years ever. I was like, it doesn't matter. I was like, he's going to win
You've
unanimous.
seen these
And they were
numbers?
like, they
Yeah.
thought I was crazy. They were like unanimous. I was like, guaranteed unanimous. Any writer that doesn't vote for him is an idiot.
Yeah, if it's
Crazy.
not 100% across the board, somebody
Crazy.
needs to just stop getting the vote.
Yeah,
No,
I mean,
I-
like
he's
I'm biased
winning.
towards like Seth Lugo and Cole Reagans, but I think it's pretty clear. Like it's the same way I'm biased towards Bobby, who we're going to talk to soon. But like Judge's OPS was like
Billion, dude.
200 points higher.
A billion.
Like it's,
I do think Cole Reagans has Skubal-ish though. I think that dude is
Yeah.
gonna. I think he has a
it's
chance
a-
to be nasty.
As a hitter, it's a similar look, and it's a similar you have to have a similar approach.
Right?
because the stuff is pretty similar.
Wow, did you guys
In
do this?
spring, hey, you guys were talking about backfield at bats. In spring this year, I show up and my first at bat, one of my like fifth at bat was off of him. This dude is throwing 99, like top zone. He threw me
Early.
first off. We get to 2-0. He goes like heater away, slider down and away. He goes change up 2-0 in a backfield live.
Left
I'm
change up backfield's just not necessary.
I'm like, that's not nice. And then we get to 3-2, I think, and he goes 99, top of the zone, swing and miss. I'm just like, okay, this is sick. Like, if this guy can do this, like, just do this all year, and we're in a really good spot. And he did, and we were in a really
he did,
good spot.
and y'all were. So yeah, it worked out.
Hey,
Big
Rook,
pitch
that was
now,
that
too, by
that
the
was
way,
that slider
Michael.
you were talking about,
Right?
Yeah.
That was that slider, that little cutter, a little bit smaller, a
Mm-hmm.
little down, like because he's hanging them a little bit, but that was the one he's been trying to throw right there.
He just plays with, like I said, the shape and the velo on it. I don't know. I want to know. Like, I don't know. It might be on purpose. It might not be, but it makes it a little bit more effective.
Yeah, that
Which
was
is why you're talking about Lugo. Why Lugo's so tough? None of his pitches look the same ever. Like, he can throw you 4 sliders in a row, and every single one of them looks different. And I would like that's. I think. Listen, I've heard him talk a little bit. I think that's definitely on purpose. Like,
Hey, is
definitely-
this like cool? Like, do I need to raise my hand and ask to go to the bathroom? Or
yes,
no.
yes.
You can just I mean,
hey,
just for
Brent,
friends
you do.
do you mind if I
Yeah,
do you mind if I go to the restroom?
Go ahead,
absolutely.
Ben. Thank you. For
All right,
asking.
Go
thanks.
for it.
This
Although
makes
I
sense.
will say his buddy's coming up, but go
That's
ahead.
fine.
It's actually better.
That's
No, yeah,
fine.
you
I gotta
can
beat my
you can
big league.
absolutely big league him. That's no problem. By the way, Brent, we did do the research. 2011, Verlander and Kershaw both won triple crowns in their respective leagues.
Really?
Sick.
Okay.
Oh, impressive. All right, so
All right,
Verlander
now
and
look
Kershaw,
up if
yeah.
that.
Right.
Now look up if anybody homered off both of those guys that year.
For sure. Oh, you mean like the same guy?
Asking for no particular reason.
It's the same-
Like, I'm
I mean,
not
it's the
asking for a
same-
specific reason, but you should look up if that happened in 2011.
whoever that is, bring them on. All right, so I mean, we can bring on our next guest, and then he'll
Come
have
on,
to
Bob.
bring in Vinny when he comes back from the bathroom. I actually think that's kind of fun. As hey everyone, if you're joining us recently, it's the ALCS Game 4 watch party. Yanks lead the Guardians 3-2. It's a great game. We're only in the third here. Keel's pitching well. Williams got taken out pretty early, so Cleveland could just start unloading with the bullpen, and then we're gonna bring in Vinny's buddy here, ready to go. Bobby Witt Jr.
What up,
from the
guys?
Kansas City Royals. What's up, Bobby? How you doing, man? Happy off season. How's
Going
everything
on?
going?
Thank you.
Hold on.
Can you hear me?
You coming back? No, we got you good.
Okay,
So your boy Vinny has been rolling with us
I'm here.
for the
I'm
last
here.
hour.
Ben's back.
Straight big.
All right, go
straight
ahead.
big
Go ahead.
league juice.
Bring him on. Let me get the intro. So Vinny, we did
Wait,
like
I'm
a
trying to
normal
plug in my
intro.
computer.
Surprised he didn't
Okay.
take you with him to the bathroom.
You could. We can't get FCC violations either. We're just on YouTube tonight.
There we go, I'm back. Look.
There's Vinny's great couch. Oh,
Thanks, Bob.
nice.
Oh
best.
yeah.
I got
My
it.
computer froze. I've got no idea what's going on.
See, I
You're
need,
frozen?
hey,
Just
I need
reset,
that one as
Vinny,
well,
reset.
Brooke. I think I need
Refresh.
a jersey from all of these guys, Sky. I think that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to add to my jersey collection, and I need that Bobby Witt jersey right now, bro. I got a
The
I
baby
got
I got a
blue one
wall
too. That's a
ready
good one.
for you.
Oh yeah. I got you for sure.
I got a wall ready. I got a special look. You see, I got a couple. Royals back there already. Got Hodge on this wall. Got a little Locaine. Got a little Eddie Volquez. I need that Bobby Witt.
Pedroia is my guy. Is that Pedroia?
You see Petey, yeah, Petey
Oh, yeah.
back there. I need the greats, man. Come on.
I'd be honored.
How you feeling, man? A great
how you
year, by
doing?
the way, bro. Awesome year. I'm just asking, like, to put up that type. You and Ruck both. I never came close. I played 15 years and never came close to doing what you guys did. And I thought I was one of the greatest athletes to ever touch a field. You guys are how tired are you right now, bro? I know you want to win a World Series, but when it's over and done, like, do you sit back and go, like, holy cow, like that was exhausting. That took a lot to do what you did this year. I mean, how do you feel right now, bro?
Honestly, I feel all right now, but it was like
He's like
I would say,
17
like,
years old. Yeah,
Yeah,
come on, man. He's
right.
like, yeah. What are you talking about?
probably
150.
like a month ago was whenever I hit a little like body was feeling a little bit, and then playoffs hit, and I was like, all right, got a second wind, and so now I was kind of riding that high for a little bit, and so, but yeah, I feel good. Yeah,
What
fun
about
year.
the itch? You got that itch now. You guys got that itch now. How much fun was that, man? That was a ball watching you boys.
Yeah, it was awesome. Just out in Kaufman, playoff baseball, just going to Baltimore, it was pretty special. And just that clinching, that first shower was special. It was really fun. And now it's like, for me, like the past 2 years watching the postseason, I'm like, kind of tuned in and everything. This year, I'm like, I don't even want to watch it because I was like, that could be us type thing. And so, but yeah, it's been good.
161 games, Bob. You're out there.
It's crazy.
Not
Crazy.
162, though. Not
Vinnie
162.
was probably the most excited guy hearing that I wasn't playing the game after.
Yeah, because I got to tell him, way to stay out of the game. Other than that, we lost. Bob's big thing is when you have an off day, which everybody but Bob did because he's way better than everybody else. He'd be like, oh, way to stay out of it. And it would make me so mad, like so irrationally mad. Like, I can cuss, right? I'm allowed to cuss?
Absolutely. Drop F-bomb,
Like,
whatever the fuck you want.
Talk to me like that, you scumbag. Is basically what I was
Child?
like, oh, man, it would make me
Yo,
so
Bob, that's
mad.
what I'm saying. Bob, you couldn't give me like, hey, just let me get a pinch runner, like gameplay, like just let me.
I know. Looking back,
you don't need in that bat, bro. You just need a pinch run. Like, let me get this GP, man. Like, could have took that to ARB with you.
Hey, he doesn't need ARB, Cam. Have you seen that contract? Bobby does not need ARB.
They made sure he didn't get the ARB to break those records. They made sure.
I made sure to laugh before I said it.
We're not doing 35 mil on ARB 3. We're not doing
We could have took that GP to ARB.
Yeah.
One more game, Bobby. You could have,
tough seeing that 161.
Cam, he's the king of that, though. How many stolen bases did you have the year before?
Me?
Yeah.
49.
49. Couldn't get to 50. 161, 49. I mean,
I need you to be a little bit. Hey, you know what? For everybody's watching, I love Humble and Hungry. But there are moments where you got to throw the humbleness out the window and get selfish, my dog. What are we doing? Like, that's, I need you.
He tried. Michael Kanger, Clark Schmidt picked him off.
Yeah, I think I got thrown out like 8 out of 10 times the last 2 weeks of the year last year. I was running. Dudes were one flat.
Okay, I give you that. As long as the effort was there.
I feel like you could sense everyone's game plan. It's like, all right, you're not stealing a base. I'm like, all right, here we go.
See, Cam, that's what we were talking about. My 11 bags. At what number is like do people start paying attention to me though, and then I can't steal anymore because they're actually like they know I'm a
20. You're good. 20 is the number. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
19.
Like 17. Like the Goldie, like 17 gold shit number. You get to 17 and they kind of just. And you look up, you're like, hey, Rook had 100 and something plus bags. Like you got to, you know what I mean? Strategically sneak them in there, bro. Especially with this clock now, bro. Like,
they can't run too many.
I'm watching dudes. There's a lot of dudes who go into the plate between 5 and 7 seconds. Let's go ahead and get a little shuffle. No, play the game, Bobby. You got to tell me. Just to be honest with me. I know you're nasty on the bags, but does that clock not help a little bit, bro? Like a little bit. Cat and mouse game or not?
Yeah, I don't think I really paid attention to it as much as stealing bases. I feel like that's like the next step to the level, and just I think that's stealing bases is something that I can get way better at because I feel like last year I led the league in caught stealing. This year was up there again, but now with having with Vinnie and Salvi hitting behind me, it's like I'm on first. I'm in scoring position because how many times putting balls in the gap and everything, and so I want to score for those guys. Runs scored I think is pretty cool too, and so just knowing the right times now and just figuring out when I need to go, and just know that when I'm on first I'm pretty much in scoring position too, but also know that like when I'm at first sometimes I feel like maybe get some more fastballs to those guys too. I don't know.
Amen.
He's in scoring position at all given times. It's incredible. The guy, everything he does is better than everybody else. Like
all right.
I don't even know what you guys are talking
It's like a Bobby hype piece here. Like, it's relaxed.
No, like
he's never been this nice.
Vinny, let me ask you as a hitter, because Miggy, I used to hit between Kinsler and Miggy one year, and it was actually like one of the lower years in bags, and Miggy used to be like, Poppy, what are you doing? Why you not running? I'm like, dude, you're gonna hit a double. I'm gonna score from first. He's like, I want you on second base, my guy. But I'm I'm also getting you fastballs. So I feel Bobby, but as the dude who's behind him, like, you want him going or what? Like, or is it for you cat mouse as well?
Sometimes I get mad at him. He went with 2 outs a few times. here that like I would, I'd like to have those back. But most of the time, Bob, I ask you, I'm like, hey, can you get this guy? Like, what are we doing? I always tell him, I give you a strike. If you get a bad jump, I'll try to foul it off or do something with it. So we're working together. Everything is teamwork.
Getting better for sure.
Bobby, I want your analysis here. I want some Bobby Witt analysis. This is partially, obviously, we're saying, hey, we want to get stories, we want to hear about the season, but you're watching the game right now, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's on.
All right, so
outs.
give me the goods. I mean, you know the Yanks, obviously. You guys just faced them. You know the Guardians from the division all year. Like, tell me what you're seeing in this series, in this game. Now we got Volpe flying out to center field, so we'll go in between the top of the fourth and the bottom here as we get Cleveland down a run. So what have you seen so far in the series, in the game? Also, just mix in if you want to tell us what you were talking to Judge about on second base last series.
Yeah, I thought the Yankees were just do it, just beat them up really. And then just after last night's game, I feel like Cleveland's got the momentum at home. That place gets loud. The fans are pretty fun, pretty rowdy. And so I just think pretty evenly matched right now. I think whoever wins this game here tonight is definitely going to go to the World Series. That's my personal.
Ooh, I like that. What do you think about the tying homer and go-ahead homer off a guy who's better than Mariano Rivera?
Yeah,
Not my words. Not my words.
Yeah, that's because we faced Weaver, I think, every game, and Holmes both every game that we played, and I don't know if their bullpen gave a run against us, but it was just kind of one of those.
They did not.
Oh, excuse me. No, I meant Class A.
Oh,
What do you got?
Yeah.
I mean the Class A. Like, what do you know what I mean? 101 cut, righty on righty. Like, what is that? I don't know if I faced Class A. Like, what is that at bat like, bro? Like, when you're watching that, are you going like holy shit? Like, I can't believe this.
I think he could just throw that one. Like, you saw him kind of get beat in Detroit a little bit with the slider, and so I think that cutter that he throws is pretty. And with him too, it's not like he's just trying to throw it down the middle. He's trying to start at some up and in, throwing some away off the plate. He's pitching with it too, and so it's one of those pitches where it's like, dang, this is pretty good pitch. But it's also too like when it's up in the zone, probably gonna pop it out or something. But also when it's down, he creates ground balls too, which is I feel like different for a guy that's like a cut ride guy.
Yeah. The one to G where you guys like as a hitter, because I remember a lot of times you're like as a hitter 1-on-1 with cut, like please throw me. I've always got 92, 93 mile per hour bat speed, right? Like you wake up and I feel like I've always got that. But like 1-on-1, I'm thinking, are you like he did him a favor right there, right? Like, or as a hitter, I'm like, you're looking fastball clearly, but my eyes in the right spot. If you get the slider, thank you, right?
Yeah. Well, I feel like, both ways kind of go. Depends on what your plan and approach kind of is against him. But, yeah, for me, it's just whenever dude's throwing that hard, you got to be on the heater because that's the only way you can get to the other stuff. And so, really, it's just those dudes were impressive.
The two swings to hit it, like to elevate it, though, is crazy. Because,
the one Judge hit I thought was crazy.
Class A's numbers are nuts, but he's not like to throw 101 mile an hour cutters. The strikeout numbers aren't crazy.
Not a big strike, like relative.
Right, so he's getting a ton of just rollover, broken bat, end of the bat, jam shot, ground balls. To be able to barrel two of them in the air, is nuts. I think it was probably Skip Bayless tweeted like Class A choking in the playoffs or something. I'm like, dude, no, he's throwing the same pitches he's thrown all year that got him to a 0.7 ERA. Like the dude's hitting are just really good. Like he didn't do anything differently in the postseason than he did in the regular season. Like you guys got the best hitter in the world hit a homer. And then Giancarlo Stanton is a one-time MVP who hit 60 homers and he's a god in the playoffs and he hit a homer. So it's not like it's not like Class A is underperforming is what I'm saying. It's like these hitters are just really, really good too. And like they're able to barrel those pitches in the air, which is crazy to be able to do that.
Yeah, the one I thought was crazy. Like I thought that was actually a good pitch to Judge. Like slightly off a little bit. Like that's not a bad pitch.
Yeah.
Like
you just let him like he's throwing it to a
6'7", anybody 7, 285, that's a pop up.
Yeah.
Why are they double barreling lefties in the bullpen right now? Tim Hill and Meza are up.
Who they got coming up? Rocchio's coming up soon.
So are they deciding what
that is
matchup
interesting.
is better?
Yeah, that's interesting.
And Quan.
Because they're both like, I mean, Tim's just going to throw 100 sinkers in a row. And then, I mean, Mesa's
They're
got the
both
same way.
both
Makes sense a slider. Right, that's what I'm saying. They're both doing the kind of the same thing, so it's not like it's two different looks.
Hey, remember a few years ago when Mesa had like the best fastball in baseball? It was like
in Toronto? Was that in Toronto?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
This much, like 97, 98.
Yeah, I broke
But
a
I
bag
remember
against
facing
him.
him before that, and it was like so comfortable. And I was like, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
Bowling balls.
Bob, I'm looking at your baseball savant page here, and you kind of just are better than everybody else at everything. So that's kind of
that's one of my favorite
for you.
pages, by
Yeah,
the
that's
way.
sick.
Brooke. That's you know what I'm slowly just starting to love you more and more. I'm such a baseball savant nerd.
Because you were talking about like, hey, does like the pitch clock help you steal bags? And I'm like, nah, his 100 percentile sprint speed probably helps him steal bags. It probably helps out.
That'll
Is there
work.
anything he's not? Is there anything that's not?
Probably walking.
Chase percentage is 25th. Walk is 51, so you're still above average there.
Does a chase, if you hit a ball outside the zone and you get a hit on
That's
it,
a
does
good
that count
question.
as a chase?
No.
That's
It's the dumbest thing in the world. If you swing at a pitch outside of the box, whatever they deem to be the box, you get a chase. 2 strikes.
Even if it's a homer?
Even if it's a hit.
It's still a chase. You might do damage on it, but it's still a chase. It's the biggest argument I've had with our people is do not knock me for swinging at a pitch with 2 strikes and fouling it off. And it's a good pitch, but it's not a strike.
Yeah.
Please don't knock me for like doing what hitters do, because that's in my mind.
And
I
that's
get it. I
also
feel like
like
I
I don't want to leave it in the umpire's hand as well. So I have to. It's not even chase. I have live. Can we add a new? We love adding new. How about a stay alive percentage?
Yeah, there you go. I like that.
his stay alive percentage is elite. You know what I mean? Like that. We should, if we're gonna do chase, we should do a stay alive percentage. I think that could work.
And I feel like I get a lot of hits outside the zone too, because I just swing a lot in general.
Yeah, like a very nice compliment to say to somebody is that they're a good bat ball hitter, but not according to baseball savant because you chase. And what do fans look at? And
Baseball
like people
savant.
look at baseball savant, they say, I chase.
Like that. Baseball savant. So that's
The heel got out of
so,
it.
okay, so here you go. Here's a great Salvi chase percentage is the first percentile. Like he chases obviously because he swings at everything. Like how many of those chases are hit?
A lot.
50 of them probably. Yeah. Like a crazy amount. So I'm with you. That shouldn't be like a negative thing. Like who cares if I swing at a ball if I hit a double?
Exactly.
Because there's times as hitters, like if I'm looking in and you throw me just off the plate in, like I can do damage right there because it's not necessarily whether it's in the zone or not, it's where my eyes are set.
Exactly.
So that's
He hit a ball against Kopech, I think, 2 years ago. That was probably 3 inches so off the plate away. I think 14 to dead center, and it went
I remember
over
that. Yeah.
back in Chicago, and the ball wasn't carrying that night, and we're like, oh my
insane.
god. I think it was like a slider away, way off the plate, 0-2, and just got all of it. Chase.
Why have you guys? I love this. I'm glad I'm glad I'm not like too old and like too long out of the game, because I love getting people's opinions on like who hits the ball the hardest in the game. I mean, you guys talk about Salvi. You know, I played with Schwarbs, Stanton. I think Stanton hits the ball harder than anybody in the world.
Yeah.
Like who do you got? I think Schwarb is up there too. I know it's like it sounds different.
You're
What kind of
done.
wood he uses.
O'Neill Cruz guy from Pittsburgh. O'Neill Cruz
O'Neill.
is from
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Jordan. I don't know what Jordan, like every time he's in his like preset, just like everything's coiled and like
Bro, he
picks
looks
his foot
so
up.
coiled.
You're just like like
You could
everything.
never
looks
show
like
a kid. You could
150
never
miles
tell
an
a kid to hit like him with the way that he like kind of crashes on his front side too.
Yeah.
The way like it's crazy how he's able to make decisions. Like
Mhm.
if you were to tell like a normal human being crash
They
onto your
would go
front,
forward. They would go. I had a not hit like that, Vinny. I was a big front leg guy coming up.
Yeah.
Like you said, his ability like to put the brake on and just spin is insane, bro.
It's nuts.
And for his head not to move, but I mean centimeters. It is crazy when you watch his swing.
he presets his back foot.
Yep.
His back foot, he moves it quite a bit back, so he's like presetting into his hip and he just gets into it and he stays into it,
The
and
whole
go.
time.
He's able to
He's
make
got
those.
a little Bobby Witt Jr. in this setup. He gets that thing locked.
That's what I
in.
can't appreciate.
Bobby's
it,
little
though.
Bobby's little last second hip cock you do. I love that. The little just like yeah.
yeah.
It's nice.
Little hip
Yeah.
turn.
Hey, Bobby, quick question. Did you talk to Mahomes after the series, like to kind of recap the whole season and all that to mini boss? Because I know he's not big boss, but like he's got a small share.
We kind of texted back and forth before the playoffs started. Some kind of rah words, just kind of getting ready, get the boys going, and go out there and enjoy it. This is what you're here for, and type thing. And so it's kind of cool just to hear that from him, just seeing what he's done the past few years. And so it's pretty cool.
Love that. That's awesome. And then I also wanted to ask you about Heel. Did you face Heel this year?
Yes, I did. I think I did twice, maybe. Maybe just at their place late in the year.
Okay.
So, yeah,
what do you got on him and what you're seeing tonight too?
Kind of what Rook said with the slider, he was throwing that a lot, and the fastball does cut, I feel like, and he's got that little kind of coming across crossfire, so it's kind of starting not behind you, but you're like, he doesn't really pitch in too much, but he did that night, which was different. And
you know what that means, guys? Bobby got a phone call. Oh, he's back. He got a little phone call.
Yeah, but he was mixing up his slider speeds. Like he'd throw it some at like 92, 93, and then I feel like early in the count he was throwing like 88, 86, and then it just kind of would change up the slider speeds, and then he mixed in that changeup too. I feel like the changeup was too like a runner on first trying to get a ground ball, just using it as like a sinker type thing.
Yeah. How about the Eli? I think he actually throws it harder now than he used to.
It's like a fadeaway.
Yeah. I feel like the first time I saw him, it's like 21. He threw it like 70 miles an hour, and it just seemed like it never got there.
Hey, Bobby. What do you think of what Cleveland's doing this year in terms of their relief pitching and how they're handling those guys? And obviously, like, it's not one of those teams where that's foul. It's not one of those teams where it's like circle of trust in the playoffs. You know, sometimes it's like the team trusts like 2 or 3 guys and they just keep using them. I mean, the Yankees circle is a little bit smaller right now. Like Cleveland's got like 5 guys. You faced them a bunch this year. Some people think it's one of the better bullpens they've ever seen. What do you think of what they've been able to put together to get to this point? Like they're wet. What do they call it? Guard ball?
Yeah, they're like early in the year they had pretty much all their guys, and then I can't remember, Stefan went down and a couple guys went down. And they started kind of mixing up, and then they bring up these other guys. You're like, who are these guys? And then it's like, dang, these dudes are good. And so it's just like you want to kind of get to the starter, get a good lead, and then go from there. Because once it's kind of get to the ninth and Clase's coming in, if you're down a couple, it's going to be tough to.
Eli Morgan started throwing the slider. And that is very frustrating because he's change up fastball slider now. So you got to get him in. And now he's just like, oh, here's this little slider cutter thing. Have fun.
Yeah.
I forgot about Stefan too.
He has thrown a lot of high leverage innings this playoff, man. I've been kind of interested to see how he's going to like sustain that stuff. Because you guys like I know too, and everybody's talking about Class A giving it up, and I'm like, it's 100, but there's a such thing as like it didn't have the same life tonight. You know what I mean? like you see a dude like 91, 93, and I'm like, he's just been getting the biggest outs for the Guards this postseason, bro. Like
the changeup, we used to call it like a Bugs Bunny changeup, where it just like never got home plate.
Stops in midair. Yeah,
right.
You see it fine, and then you swing and you do what Verdugo just did, and you ground out to second. Like it's
that Tyler Clipper. Tyler Clipper used to have one of those, bro.
Yeah,
you could sit on it, and it was still like capper.
Pull the ball to right field type guy.
Pull the ball to right field. Yeah. You do that because you'll like kind of your feet will kind of scissor sometimes when you do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what
You hit the leg.
what happens.
Your head stays down. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. No, you do you, Bob. There's the high changeup. Can't hit it. It's at your eyes when it's in the hitting zone.
Wow.
You can just throw that 3 times.
Right? You can't do anything with it.
I'm
And
not a
that's
big
that
fan of
pitcher-
picking up at the top of the zone being called a strike like that. Personally,
That wouldn't be great.
like that's one where you turn around and you're like, that's a changeup. That's supposed to be down in the zone. I'm gonna need you to call that a ball.
Yeah, he missed, so you can't call it strike.
Who's back there tonight? Who's behind the plate?
I can't tell.
Because Bill Miller.
Hey, what if we make it?
Bill Miller was in the Bill. I thought Bill Miller tightened. I thought he cleaned it
Chris
up.
Siegel.
What do you think?
Chris is
What do you
fine.
think?
Chris is good.
All right. I wish I could ask you guys who the worst is, but I don't want to call anybody out. But
No,
not
for the current guys.
when
They'll tell us when they retire.
When I was,
Everybody
I'll tell
knows.
you.
Though. Everybody knows.
Ramon used to piss me
Ramon.
Andy Fletcher used to wear everything was a strike. Andy, he's trying to get me to chase right now. He wants me to chase. He's not trying to throw me a strike, actually. What are you doing?
All right, well, unfortunately we're getting a little feedback on Bobby's mic too, but we got the inning out of it, so appreciate you, Bobby. This was awesome, man. Vinny, you want to say bye to your boy since you couldn't say hi to him since you?
Hey, we'll be talking, Bob. Hey, congrats to Bob. They put some Halloween stuff up at their house, so that's pretty exciting.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Got some Halloween decorations.
Yeah.
Share it with the world. Take a picture for us. Show us on social. At some point. But Bobby, thanks for swinging by. Appreciate you, dude. We're getting some feedback, but we appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
It's awesome. Yeah, sorry about that at the end. We're getting some feedback on Bobby's mic, but yeah, nice of Bob to swing by. Is he Bob now? Because he's like a legit adult. What is he? 20?
He's always been Bob. I don't
I've
know.
always called him Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. No Cam's.
A lot of people call him Junior.
Yeah.
I've played with two of his brother-in-laws, and they all call him Junior. Yeah. He has 3 brother-in-laws, all of whom played in the big leagues. So.
Wow, not bad. Not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
Oh, and by the way, the guest list keeps flowing here, so the next one's gonna have. I think he's coming soon, and he's gonna get a nice Brent Rooker intro coming soon. We had him on Foul Territory recently, and also just to reset for a sec. Hey everyone that's been watching and listening. This is a watch party. This is Brent Rooker, Vinnie Pasquantino, Cameron Maybin, Scotty Braun. It's been fun. We're watching ALCS Game 4 in Cleveland. It's also a great game, by the way. It's 3-2 Yankees leading the Guardians. They took Heel out. You saw them doing the high fives. Heels out. What's up, Vinny?
We should probably talk about the game a little bit, huh?
Let's talk a lot
we're
about
going
it.
on tangents.
Hey, I do want to talk about it. Matter of fact, I'm kind of interested in that Bob Jr., whatever you guys call him, aka the natural. I like what he's saying. If the Guardians win tonight, he's picking the Guardians.
He's calling a shot. He's
calling his shot, bro. I mean,
I respect it.
I
respect the
somewhat feel
pick.
like that's a bold take, but what I do like about it is I know, like you guys know, if they don't get this game tonight, Yankees fans are going to be.
Yeah, you're right.
Hey, I saw some tweet the other day that I thought was completely accurate. When you're up 2-0, it feels like it's 0-0, and when you're down 2-0, it feels like you're down like 10-0. But then, like, all of a sudden you make it 2-1, and then it's like, two real quick. Like, momentum's real, and like, ooh.
And if the Yankees have to use Clay and Luke and Weaver and they lose, and then like how many games in a row can you keep throwing the same guys out there?
Exactly.
At some point, they're going to start seeing them better, right?
Yeah.
Like
that's what
going to start seeing.
That's what I thought was interesting with the Tigers bullpen strategy. I think if you do that in a 3-game series, it's more effective than like a 5 or 7 game series, because over a 5 or 7 game series, you're going to see those guys repeatedly. Where in like a 3-game series, if you run the one chaos game, you get one at bat against that guy, then he's gone, and that plays better than like seeing this guy 3 times over 3 days, and like now you're more comfortable. Now you get an idea what he's trying to do.
We were told early in the season. Like I remember we were playing the Mets, and Ottavino was pitching. The game was, it was like a 4 or 5 run game, 8th inning, on the first pitch. And I come back in, and a few veteran guys were like, you need to see some pitches off this guy. You never know when you're going to see him again. It might be the playoffs. Like, you need to get as much data as you can. Like, don't just go up there hacking just for no reason.
Yeah.
David Fry getting a pinch hit at bat. Finally. Okay, let's bring him in now.
Let's do it. Brent, you got to do the intro. Come on. Give me something.
Yeah,
good.
Law Dog's here. Lawrence Butler, breakout star for Oakland A's right fielder. Probably if they gave an award, I don't know, they might. If there's a most improved player in the big leagues award, I think 2024, I think Lawrence wins that award.
My God, appreciate you, Brent.
And I don't think that's
superstar
biased.
The second half of the year. Good catch by Lawrence. No, that's not. No, that's objective, and that's not biased at all.
You just gave me
Appreciate y'all,
goosebumps. And next year we getting 30. I need.
Hey.
Hey, Law, check this out. My boy Rook gonna get 17.
Okay.
17, and you gonna get 30. 30
Okay,
club,
good.
baby.
30,
Matter of fact, I'm
30.
be real with you. Law, you got the type of talent. You could go 30. I'm just be real with you.
Easy.
30 would be crazy.
I watched Granderson
I'm
do
gonna have
it.
to-
I watched Jimmy Rollins did it. Granderson did it. I mean,
Cam, check that bottom line.
There you go.
shit, 19 for 40. I'm just saying, 10 games after 8. Listen,
August
Right after this
22nd. That was my
territory,
birthday. He
came
was on the
on.
show on FT, and then he did pretty
I
good.
was hosting.
I mean,
And,
Yeah.
and we talked about it. We had a good talk. I said, what do you want to do better? And he actually, and this is dope. I love because I said, on a young team, who's the leader, right? Who's the guy that you guys get that galvanizes the troops? He gave you a lot of love, but I said, yo, what do you want to do better as a young guy? He said, cut the chase down, walk more, control his own. And he went out and did that shit.
Yeah.
Hey, so I love it, my boy. I love it, bro. I love when you put your money where your mouth is, bro. That was big, bro.
I'm just trying to be like Rook, man.
Aren't we
You don't
all?
want to do
Aren't
that.
we all?
You don't want to do that. No, I think a lot of us, I mean, we like all of us big league hitters, we go on hot streaks. I don't think I've ever seen a hot streak like Lawrence went on, like, I don't know, when July, August, or something. Whenever we were in Cincinnati, I've never seen anything like it. Would you hit 5 homers in 3 games, 3 of them the last game? Every out was like a fly out the center at 105. It was nuts. I think Law, talk me through. So I think the biggest, like one of the things you improved at the most this year was like left on left, right? Like you kind of early in the year, we wouldn't get the starts against lefties, and then at the end of the year, like obviously we couldn't take you out of the lineup because you're our best hitter. But like what changed for you this year, left on left, that got you more confident? Got
real quick, Law, before you, director asking, can you do you have your volume up on the game? Can you just hit a little mute for us on the game so we get you good?
My bad.
No, you're good. You're good. We just want to get your answers clear. And plus, I mean, the new broadcasters calling this game are Brent Rooker, Vinnie P.
Okay.
But go ahead. What do you got?
I asked that specifically with Tim Hill in the game, like the obviously lefty specialist. Like he's a guy early in the year. If you would have had that matchup, it probably would have been maybe a pinch hit situation or something like that. But late in the year, you dominate these guys. And I kind of want to know what changed for you.
It was really just more of like, trying to stay in on them. Especially a lot of lefties like Tim Hill pitching now, they come from the wide arm slot angle and force you to want to pull off because that's where it's coming from. But to be honest, majority of it was me really just, keeping that front side closed and, just trusting that. I mean, if it's inside, I got quick enough hands to be able to get to it and keeping it like through the middle of the field and instead of trying to just hook it down the line. So I feel like that was majority of the work that I did, especially you would see me in the cage, on the lefty start day, I'm doing lefty angle, stuff like that. So that's really a big part of it and what I feel like was the big difference for me against the lefties. That was a good swing right there. I hit that one real hard. That was the 20th of the year too.
This at bat, okay, that at bat off Castillo to lead off the game. It was like a 10-pitch at bat. He threw 9 heaters. Law got the 0-2 pretty quick, I think, fouled a bunch of heaters off, and then the first, Castillo throws a 3-2 changeup to try to get you off balance because he hadn't thrown anything off, and you hit it 110 to right center for a homer. And at that point, I was like, I don't know what you do with this guy. Because you made the adjustment. We were talking about, Cam, you were talking about Jordan, like how he keeps his head so still, and that's what allows him to stay on so many pitches. That's the adjustment you made too, but midway through the year, you and Bushy started working on just keeping your head still, and like you were a different guy after that.
It
I
looked
mean,
different too. Watching Law too, Brent, to what you said. It you trusted like your natural God-given ability. Like I hate saying let the ball travel, but it's like you started really trusting like they can't beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like you did that. It was like I can turn, I get the barrel to it, it's gonna go. Like I don't know, watching you shrink the zone and really start to trust your natural ability was kind of dope to watch too, man.
yeah, like Rick said, I mean, me and Bushy, our hitting coach, we would work. That was pretty much my routine every day. Was just trying to keep the head still and not trying to catch the ball. And it just really, like I said before, like you said, trust my hands. Trust my natural ability. I've always had good hands. I've always been able to hit a fastball. So that was just a part of me just trusting it. Like I can be able to get to this fastball whenever they throw it, and I got a good enough swing, be in a good enough position to adjust to an off-speed pitch whenever they hang one in there.
Hey, so let me ask you about this game right here because we talked and Rook started off perfect. Early in the year, you might not have got those at bats lefty on lefty. And I told these guys earlier, it's been driving me crazy that David Fry is coming off the bench, and all he's done is get big knock after big knock, and we doing this the analytic thing, the matchup thing. Like right now, would you not feel like the best lineup has to be out there? It doesn't matter who on the bump or are you like cool with the? I know I get it, but like the human nature is wintertime. Don't you want your
Yeah.
dudes out there?
I would say if it's me making the lineup, originally, like, I'm putting best nine out there. And then if there's
Right.
like right now I'm putting best nine out there. And if we doing like me and whoever the coaches are, we doing some research and we see that this player is like just getting dominated by this pitcher, okay, maybe we'll think about something. But like I straight off the top of my head, I'm going best nine out there. I got faith in my best nine, so that's who I'm gonna put
Man, thank you. I like to get y'all's opinion, bro, because
on.
now I can ask sitting back on this side of it. I know a lot of
It's
guys
not,
are
it's
selfish.
not that all 13 aren't your guys,
Yeah,
but
facts though.
if you're gonna go down, you want to go
There
down with your guys.
Yeah,
Like,
There you go,
exactly.
Vinny. I would say
Exactly.
I always looked at it this way, and I'm coaching 16U now, right? And I got a nasty team, but when I'm putting together, I always ask my coaches, who are we okay with losing with? When we go into championship Sunday or Monday,
Yeah.
and like who are not so much winning, but who are you cool with losing with? And that's how when I'm watching them, I'm going, how is David Fry not in the lineup every single at bat, every pitch? You know what I mean? But I love the way I love the way you framed it, Vinny. That's a better way to frame it. Like, if we go down, I want to go down and not be like,
I also
damn,
look
we
at
should
it
have had
like,
the hot guy in there.
if you look at analytics as a whole, which is unfair to just say, like, generally speaking, analytics, they're not built for a 5-7 game series. They're built for 162. Like, what's going to help me get to the playoffs? Once I get to like, I haven't paid enough NL, but the Dodgers, other than Freddie being hurt, right? Like that changes things. But those 3, 4, 5 guys, like if you want to put Teoscar and Will Smith in there, like that's their top 5 pretty much every single day. Like Kike in the playoffs has been unbelievable. I think he's hitting 5th right now. But like you look at Texas last year, I remember we were always talking in the clubhouse, like we always were like, Texas is going to win the World Series because they play the same lineup every day.
Same
like,
lineup,
these guys are just, you show up and you know your role. And that's important. Like I totally get why you want to mix it up and get everybody in the game, change the game a little bit, speed, athleticism, different things like that. But it is interesting to see like what wins and, what might not win.
But also, I think there's an argument too. Like the reason they games and the reason they are in the ALCS is because this is how they played all year. So
100%.
It's like, why would you shift? Why would you change it now? Like, why would you manage or do anything differently? And once you get to the playoffs, when like what you've been doing is what got you to this position and made you win
it got
90 whatever game. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and I just like that's why I go. You got to go with. The season's almost over, right? The 162 is the marathon is done. Now it's like, who's giving me the best at bats? Who's giving me the quality at bats? That's why I agree with Law. It's like you got to put your best. The Yankees have done it, like Vinny said. The Yankees, no pinch hitters. They running out the same lineup, whether they move somebody in a different spot or not. And it's like they're getting a rhythm offensively. It seems like from time to time. So I'm just curious, bro. On this side of it, I look at it like that because I used to be like as a pinch hitter. Sometimes I'd be watching a game and dude has 2 or 3 at bats. And they're like, hey, can't we get a bat? And I'm like, let him get this one. He loose.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying, especially they in Cleveland. It's cold. This man finna have to come off the bench and
Hey,
try to
Law
get
does
90
not
minutes.
like the cold.
If
If it's less than 60, Law's got ski mask and like hand warmer on.
y'all see how Jazz. I'm just like Jazz, man. I'm wearing a ski
Hey,
mask, two
Ben,
long
did you
sleeves,
see?
gloves.
Did you face Cade Smith this year?
Yeah.
I'm sure you did. So we're like he made the team at a camp, and that was his debut, right? Like this is his first year in the big leagues. So we're playing him like game 3. I'm like 0 for 10 with like 8 punch outs to start the year, and it's not. He comes in like not a leverage situation, and so I'm like, all right, here's a guy I've never heard of this guy. He's never been in the big leagues before. It's not a leverage situation. Like this should be a pretty comfortable at bat to try to get my first knock of the year. I punch out like 4 pitches. And I walk back to the dugout. I'm like, who in the world is that? Like, I don't.
Yeah,
he's nasty,
and he's sneaky
like,
quick to the plate too. Like sneaky quick. Like my load is like a 1.12 when I'm like really good, and he's like a 1.5, like a 1.15, 1.2, and it's like this is no fun.
Yeah. He like blows my doors off with a heater, throws a nasty slider, and eventually gets me with that splitter. And I'm walking back to the dugout like, I don't know who that guy is, but he's going to be a problem. And I mean, I'm glad to know that I was correct and that I feel better about that at bat looking at what he's done this year. He's unbelievable.
They got a pretty good staff, man. I thought they was pretty good when we faced them.
Man, that's interesting. You know how long your load takes?
Yeah, well, guys always get mad at me. Not mad, but I always ask what the pitcher's time is, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're going to steal bases, right?" I'm like, "No, but I would like to know when I need to start my swing."
That's actually crazy. You know that though.
I've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that till just now.
Yeah, me either. But it makes sense.
I'll be in the box sometimes, and I'll just look into the dugout at our bench coach. I'm like, "What do you got?" Like I need because
so what does that do for you?
Flexion from White Sox.
Chris
like
Flexen.
a 1 flat to home plate.
Yeah.
It's like
he's dumb quick. Hey, he's so fast to home.
So are you? So let me ask. Okay, I love that. So are you guessing when you picking? Or you like try to find like, is it foot back or is it?
You gotta be
a lot of guys.
Yeah, like
if I try to make eye contact for the most part, you can tell with their eyes when they're going to start. In my opinion,
Vinny is looking into souls out here, my boy.
I get what he's saying.
You can kind of tell. Like you ever watch them shake off? Like you can see in their eyes whether it's a real shake or a fake shake.
He's not lying. Yeah. You can tell when they're gonna pitch.
Yeah.
You can look at him.
Like sometimes they'll be looking eyes. All of a sudden they look like with their eyes they look like real intense. They're coming. Not all of them, but there's some guys that you can get good tips on with that.
Bronny, let me just say, Bronny, I wish I was like 4 or 5 years younger to play. I love the way they think the game. Like, I wish I'd have had some of these conversations with some of my teammates. Like, I love the mindset. Like, I can imagine the conversation that you guys are having. Matter of fact, I'm going to send my son out here to y'all to give some lessons.
Cam, you want to talk about baseball conversation, you just got to hear Rook just talk.
Bro, I'm literally told him. I said I had a lot of respect for you prior to this, but now I'm falling in love with the mentality, bro. I'm sending my kid out there. I gotta get all three of y'all.
Our locker room was basically a campfire.
No shot, dude.
Rook's locker room. He just went yaya.
Whoa, Giancarlo.
Your stand is a problem.
I tweeted the other night. Listen, I tweeted the other night. If the Yankees fans, when they come home, then if he doesn't get anything but a standing ovation the rest of his Yankees career, I'm going to be pissed off.
Dude.
Hey, he's going to strike out once, and they're going to boo him on the way back.
Yeah.
But, hey, in Kansas City, I think it was before Game 4 of our series with them, he was taking I know one of their hitting coaches, Casey Dykes. He was a college coach when I was in high school. He recruited me a little bit. He was doing machine BP that day. He hit one like over the batter's eye in center field at Kauffman to finish his day, and I'm just sitting there like what was that? What was that? He's got some of the dumbest power I've ever seen. Like I know he's
really coming out right now in the playoffs.
When we play them and him and Judge just get in the box, bro. It's just like a different feeling because they.
Bro, I used to call him. Bro, I call G Stanton is the Under Armour mannequin, bro. You know when you go in the ditch, you see like that's what he looks like, fool. The Under Armour mannequin, bro.
Wait, but hold
Why
up,
does his
Sam.
elbow guard fall off when he's running home, though? That's what I want. Like, why does it always fall off when he's running
His
around?
elbow
It's
guard?
not tight enough.
Every-
His elbow, it's
every
so
hour,
big, bro.
dude.
Biceps.
The number one, Brent, you might know this. The number one rated pitch, I think, by Stuff Plus this year was Cade
It's Cade
Smith's
Smith's fastball, right? Yeah.
Yes,
And
Cade
Stanton just
Smith's
took
fastball
it
this
deep.
year.
Yeah.
And Giancarlo Stanton just took Emmanuel Clase deep yesterday off the slider.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't the cutter, but still. And then now he just smacked that and
Just
probably
was
just
the
smacked
best.
them into the World Series with that,
Yeah.
right? 6-2, you're in control. If you win this game, you're up 3
That's
games to
crazy.
1. Crazy
Bro,
what he's doing right now.
crazy. He turned up right now.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't – hey, Giancarlo's been a good player for a long time. But what we're seeing from him right now, like, I mean, Vinny, you just saw him in the last series. He's on another level because also, I mean, he does have a lot of swing and miss in his game. And I know
But
got one
he's
strikeout in this
shrunk
one,
the
but he's not
zone.
striking out right now.
No,
Nah,
he's
didn't.
he has shrunk the zone. I watched. We've all seen the clips of my boy, the slider down and away and the other ball. Bro, he's taking like bastard pitches right now. And like when I saw that early in the playoffs, I'm like, ooh, because now it's just about if he just can't miss when he get in the strike zone, and he's not missing, bro. It's scary. And his bat is, bro. Have y'all ever felt his bat? He uses like he
It's gotta
literally. It
be
sounds
just-
stupid.
yeah.
It sounds stupid. It's really old school. His bat literally is like a 35, 34, 33 and a half. It's literally Marucci. It feels like a metal rod, bro. It's so imagine a dude who is the Under Armour mannequin swinging a metal rod and he's swinging it like it's a 30-ounce bat. So it's like it's scary, bro. The pop is different, bro. It's special.
Should they have walked him?
different.
I mean, easy to look back now, but first base was open, and he's been what? Best hitter for them.
Unintentional, intentional.
He's got the best pitch in baseball. You're
Yeah, I
throwing
would
to
have
him.
pitched. I would have pitched to him. Yeah, I would have pitched to him.
I mean,
He
looking
looked
back,
good,
I
too.
don't.
Like he got it up and away where he was trying to go to it.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw it like where he wanted to.
They beat their best. They bring in Cade Smith when they need him
Yeah.
most, right? Like that's
Hey,
what they
all
do.
these guys
I
come into
mean,
the
that's
game.
what Camp's talking about. Like,
They
hey,
all got
who are we good
on their
losing
yards.
with right here?
Everyone
You bring in your
1-9,
guy.
1-6.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's your dude with good reason.
Yeah, but
Law. Let me ask you this. My bad,
Yeah.
Law. Let me ask you. Like, you facing this guy right here, lefty. Like, where are your eyes right now? Like, where are you looking? Right, where's your tunnel right now?
Does he? So I kind of base my approach on like the two types of lefties. So like if it's a sinker lefty, I know they throw me a lot of like they like to throw them in. So I kind of just look in, and if the slider or curveball doesn't start at me, I just automatically take it. But if it's like a four seam lefty, I can kind of just look middle and try to go the opposite way because I know like if that fastball starts middle, it's not gonna run in on me and jam me. So I kind of just like lefty sinker, I look in, fastball, I look middle away. So that's
That's a
kind
good
of
swing.
yeah.
That Volpe swing is
kinda
nasty.
what
Dude, I have.
Hey, you
I
guys
have
know another
always struggled with him.
bro. Volpe. They're so hard on you guys, bro. One thing I love about building this side is giving somewhat of a subjective point of view. Like, I don't think you guys know how hard it is, and sometimes it takes 2 or 3 years, 4 years, 5 years for guys to figure it out. Like, I played with Jose Iglesias, and defensively he's always been a wizard, but now it's like he's figured it out. You know what I mean? Toward 9 years in, 10 years in, but I'm like Volpe again. I think it's just being something you got to deal with when you're a Yankee. Patience, man. The dude is going to be nasty.
Oh yeah.
He's going to get better with the analytic department, with their resources. He's going to get better.
He's a good player.
That's the only thing I hate
think he's a good
is
player.
that jumping around at first base. I hate that.
Hey,
Man,
so
I can never do that, bro.
Look, though, I'm gonna tell you.
Talk to me. Please tell me.
In the fall league in 22, like we had their guy, the guy that was teaching him that exact thing. We had like he was one of our coaches, and bro, it's crazy. Like I think me and Geloff didn't get thrown out the whole fall league. Like he
But
taught us
I'd be
it,
so
we did
scared
it
to
for
get
a
picked
fall
off,
league.
bro. How do you?
I mean, how they kind of teach it is like you kind of hop in and stuff like that, but your first thought is always back. So it's
Right.
you kind of hopping, but you got to think back at the same time. So it's like you ready to go back, but like if you hit it perfectly, you just take off.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, but Volpe nasty. Yeah, I can't do it like him though. I ride the traditional, just go from a standstill.
Man, that's tough.
I
What a
can't do
damn
it.
dinger, though. Man, holy shit.
Wow.
Carlo probably just put him in the World Series with that swing. So, hey, Law, we appreciate having you on, dude. Thanks for swinging by on
Appreciate y'all for
Friday
having
night.
me,
Hope
man.
you're having a good off
Law
season.
dog,
Brent,
keep
you want
doing
to?
it.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Brent, you want to say final words to your guy?
All right, I got nothing. I said what I need to say. Well, we'll talk soon. Thanks for coming on, bro. I'm glad you're whatever you got going on that I got rescheduled or whatever. Glad you could pop up.
Appreciate you, bro.
It's a good
He
time.
said it.
Anytime,
Most
anytime.
improved in the game. Facts.
I
MOP.
think so.
Thanks, Law.
Appreciate y'all.
You too. All right, that's Lawrence Butler with us on the FT Live postseason watch party. We're top 6. 6-2 now. Damn.
I'm taking a 1-minute break. Be right back.
Yeah, you're good.
That's
You're good.
That's huge right there, bro. Like that's like one run game. Vinny, we call and then I'm not saying it's over, but jug runs are a real thing, Scott. We call them jug. Go for the jugular like that.
That's a
6-2,
heartbreaker.
3-2. That's a heartbreaker. That's what you need to take the crowd out of it. To really just kids crying in the stands right now already.
Well,
that's what you need.
Cam, what do you do? What do you do if you're Boone right here with your pitching? Bottom 6.
What do you mean? Who's out there right
Lane
now?
Thomas. I think Cousins is coming in, right?
You know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be platoon. Cousins gonna get 3. They're gonna bring somebody else in. But I'm right now, 4-run lead. I'm thinking, let's see how quick he gets out of this inning.
Yeah.
I
think my biggest thing with the bullpen is like, and this is just more philosophy in general, is like if you got a guy that's rolling, he's rolling. You go to another guy, he might not have it. Might just not be his night.
Like I was really in question. It ended up working out for the Guardians. They ended up beating the Tigers, but I didn't like when they took out Matt Boyd against the Tigers and he was cruising. I was like, I was thinking what, and I wasn't thinking 2 more. I was just thinking like, give him 3 more outs. Like give him 3 more outs to help, maybe 2 to help you sustain. I know it's win or go home, but to help you sustain your bullpen, maybe. I thought he was good for 1 more, the way he was cruising through those first 2 and the third. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm with you, like the rule of thumb. And then sure enough, they did. They had the guy come out of the pen who couldn't throw it in the ocean. He was all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't
and
know.
it was
who,
like it was Walter, who was the
Yes.
rookie. He's only thrown 9 times. Bring him in. Like technically speaking, not a big situation, but any situation's big. Like
exactly this time of year. But I'm glad somebody else shared. I thought the same thing. Like fill it out right here, fresh inning.
All right, we got our next
and then
one
one time tonight.
too.
Oh, parlay.
Hey. Yeah, a little cheer. Yeah, Vinny's got one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Pap, you got something. You got the good stuff tonight?
Yeah.
Hey. Jonathan Papelbon joining us on FT, part of the FT fam. What's up? How you doing, dude?
How's everybody doing, man?
We're having a good time. I mean, hey, I know this isn't your favorite team, but they got some big boppers in the lineup. They're looking good, man.
Pav, you ever think like reverse jinx? Because you my dog, bro. I love. I'm a big energy guy, and I'm watching the parlays, and you win money. When you throw your parlay out, I go to FanDuel. I go to Bet. I go to Bet.
No, but Cam,
immediately.
no bet talk
Excuse
with
me,
the current big leaguers. No bet talk.
No. I'm not talking to them. They just happen to be on the screen. I'm talking to Pat. He said Guardians today. He said, "And Yankees suck," and I'm like, "Damn, Pat."
They do not suck.
With your heart in your pockets, my boy.
I used to run the show in the back of the planes, but here's my deal with this whole game is, man, you have a narrative of a game in the postseason, and the Cleveland Indians right now, to me, had full momentum going into this game, and you kind of almost give it back to the New York Yankees right away. But the narrative is that in playoff games you have to make your chess moves 2 moves ahead, and these guys just I don't get it, man. They're just not doing it, especially with this last Stanton at bat. And I speak for myself when I used to face Stanton a lot, but you can't give in to these guys like they are, man, especially these big boppers.
go back to, I know he's hot, but it's got to be one of those. Let's see if the old Stanton shows up, right? If we can get that chaser off the edges, right? You agree? Like, I mean, not just like necessarily intentional walking, but like let's see if he can not chase.
Yeah, well, look, today's game's changed, you know, and you know, you got guys like, well, we got Rook and Squatch on here, but look, like, here's the thing is like if I'm facing these guys, right? The narrative is that they know that like I'm facing, you know, a 3 through a 5 hole hitter in these two guys that we got our guest on today. So for me, when I'm facing those type of guys in these big playoff type of situations, you have to go pitch from pitch. So if I've got a guy leaning across the plate, then obviously I got to go back in. It's that cat and mouse game. I just don't see the Indians, even Clase the other night. You know, I felt like he fell behind too much, and you can't play that cat and mouse game. You can't get in positions to win those at-bats. The hitters have the advantages.
I love it. I couldn't agree more because I've been tweeting the whole time. Some of these guys are too good to be nibbling, and I know you give hitters a lot of credit, and you should, but I think people don't know how – pitchers, we always say they forget how hard it is to hit. And I think some of these guys got to be on attack mode. Like we talked about Will Vest earlier. Will Vest had, I think, one of his best seasons because he literally was like, F you, here it is, hit it, and it was 0-1-0-2. Win the race to 2 strikes. That still works. You know what I mean? But I think as a hitter, when you feel guys, Rook, you know, Squat, you know, you can feel when the guys like shine away from the zone. You're like, oh,
no doubt,
this dude is. You can, like you talked about, you can see when the guys come on, like Pat said.
Yeah,
exactly. Like you got to be aggressive in the zone.
So I got a question for Rook and Squatchy. All right, so look, when you're in a big at bat, right? Do you go, Rook? You answer this first. Do you go pitch to pitch, or are you saying like, okay, I'm going up against a guy? Okay, so Alex Rodriguez used to do this to me a lot. I would know within pitch 1 or 2 whether or not, okay, he's giving me the outside part of the plate here, and he's going to own the inside part of the plate. So, like Rook, you go first. Like, so what's your approach to that?
I think I will, like, going into the at-bat, I'll have my plan. But then depending on the situation, like, I'll for sure go pitch to pitch like you're talking about and be like, all right, especially, Vinny, I saw you tweet this the other day. I feel like I'm trying to think along with the catcher more than I am the pitcher a lot of times. Because, like, I know how different catchers pitch me differently, especially, like, in division and teams you play a lot. And so I'll start playing that game with like, all right, you went here, so I think you threw that pitch to try to set up this next pitch. So now I'm going to change it a little bit, and I'm going to start looking here. Or like you just, you know, you're especially now with so this the pitching cycle the last few years has been guys throwing 4 seams and 2 seams. Like that's kind of come back, and guys throwing 2 different fastballs. And what fastball they throw you a lot of times will kind of tell you what they want to go to off speed wise. So I'll start playing that game too. Like this is what I'm going to look for, but okay, he did something that I wasn't thinking he was going to do at all. So now I got to adjust and look for this different pitch or this different location because of how he threw the first 2 pitches. Exactly what you're talking about. And in leverage situations, it tends to, like, you kind of throw the leverage situations late in games, big spots. You throw the bulk scouting report out the window a little bit because, you know, that at-bat's the only one that matters. So he's going to do whatever he's got to do to win that at-bat and not necessarily pitch to the scouting report that's been true over the last 3-4 months, whatever it is.
Squatch, what about you, bro?
Depends on the situation of the game. Have I seen you throw before? Like, am I the second hitter up? Am I the third hitter up? Also, like, there's some at-bats where I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you. You're not beating me. Like, I'm just – if I think I can hit it, I'm hitting it, and there is no real game plan. But then there's some where, you know, there are, all right, I know that you're really good at this, and nobody hits it anyway, so why would I even try? So I'm going to eliminate that and try to get to something else where it's like, all right, if you can paint a fastball inside to me and nobody hits it, like nobody does any damage, all right, then I'm going to move you off and say, all right, you got it. Then I'm going to get you somewhere else. That's kind of my approach.
Yeah, man. I love this. See, you don't get this on your regular TBS broadcast.
No, that's the good stuff. That's the good
so
stuff.
Much
that's
of it,
why we put it together.
So much of it depends on, like, there's just so many variables. Like, there's some guys I see really well. So I'm like, I don't have to sit on a pitch against this guy. I see everything you throw. Like, I'm just going to let you throw it, and I'm going to hit it. And then there's some guys like I know or from past experience, like I don't see this guy. I got to pick a pitch and I got to hope he throws it. And if he throws that pitch that I'm looking for, I got a shot. But like I just, for whatever reason, I don't see him. I don't pick him up. He dominates me, whatever. I got to have a different game plan for that guy than I do the guy that I see everything immediately. I don't have to worry about anything.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling as a pitcher too, when you're sitting there chunking everything you got and y'all are sitting there fouling it off, But, like for me, pitching in the ninth inning was always different, and I was never a big scouting report guy. I know analytics have changed completely now, and my former teammate Breslow, when I do games up in Boston, we go back and forth about analytics a lot. But to me, in the ninth, even guys like Derek Jeter, they'd be coming up the first couple innings and hooking balls down the left field line. Then I get up there and they're punching balls to right. So at bats would change against me in the ninth. Do y'all take different approaches into the ninth against a closer differently than y'all would your first one or two at bats?
Yeah, well, I think about it in the way that, like, why are you closing, right? Well, maybe not in today's game, but for the most part, you're closing because you've got the best shit in that pen, and like you've probably got the most stones. Therefore, I don't know, I don't have your stuff in front of me, but like I'm probably coming to get your heater from pitch one. Like you throw it, I'm coming to get it. Now, is that punching it down the left field line? Like for me as a lefty, it could be because I feel like I can get to that the best, but I feel like with back end guys, especially, like I'm coming to get you because your stuff is good. Like last thing I want to do is get down 0-2.
So yeah. So you're not trying to get to Damien. That's who I used to call my split finger. But yeah.
I want to be part of that.
I'm trying to avoid Damien at all costs.
I don't want to see Damien at all.
All right. Yeah, great point.
That's like there's a guy. He's in the bullpen. I don't want to say his name because I like what I've got on him, but there's a guy that he has a really, really good like secondary pitch, but his secondary pitch is his primary pitch. It's like it's what he throws the most, but he throws it 0% of the time. And I can get him because I don't have to worry about it's actually when I saw it, I was like, this is.
Vin, I'll shoot you a text when we're done here. You can let me know who that is and what you got.
Like when I saw, I'm like, because
Scott, you see how these hitters work, man?
Yeah, I want to know who that is.
You look at him and you say, I got to go get that pitch because it's elite. Yeah. He throws it all the time. But then I'm doing some research on him, and I'm like, oh my God, he doesn't throw it. It's one of two pitches, and they don't profile the same, so I'm going to be able to see him. I always swing 0-0 against that guy if it's a strike every single time.
I'm trying to think about who it could be now, but
you're never going to get.
You know what? I will say I'm glad to hear that from the Royals. I told you about the Yankees, my experience and I was 10 years in the big leagues, and that was the first team that showed me the chart of like, hey, 1-0, this guy's in the zone 75% of the time, or 2-1 counts, 80% strikes, or 0-2, he'll let you back in. Don't panic. 0-2, he gets back to 2-2, or he gets you back in the count. But Pap, I don't know, Pap, if y'all were doing that. I know you were a pitcher, Pap, but like I went for years and nobody ever mentioned shit like that to me. Like you know what I mean? Like it.
So look, I had Jason Varitek, who was God bless him, he's the best catcher I was meant for me to become a big leaguer, and he led all of our scouting meetings. I think he's to this day has like 7 different titles of like directing and leading scouting reporting. And I cannot tell you how many times he'd come out to the mound and be like, hey, Pat, we were talking about this, that. Remember we were talking about this, that, and the other in the scouting report meetings? And I'd be like, yeah, sure, Tech, of course. He's like, we're not going to do that no more. We're going to do something different. I'm like, okay, you just put down the right ones and I'll throw them. But I've never been big on that, but Boston, there's certain New York. I know the Dodgers. Dave Roberts real well. Their analytics system is insane. They can, these two guys here can speak, with Kotz and Squatch up. I play with Kotz, and I know he's analytical. But Rook, can you talk about how y'all take the analytical approach with the A's?
I think Kotz does as good a job as anybody as anybody of balancing the two things. I mean, he played in the big leagues for 17 years. He's got that crazy amount of experience in the game. He's got feel. He understands situations. He knows how to read his players. He knows how to read opposing players because he's been there, done that so many times. And I think he does an incredible job of kind of balancing the information with what he feels and using both those things to put his players in the best position to have success. I think he's shown that the last 2 years and getting the most out of guys, especially with the roster he's been given, which consists of a lot of young guys getting their first experience in the big leagues. You have to put a lot of those guys in the correct situations to have success, to build confidence, to let them to continue to have success because they gain that confidence, that experience. And I think, like I said, he balances the two so well. We have the information, we use the information, but we as players are not overloaded with the information unless you want to be. Like I'm a guy, I'm the opposite of you. I want to know everything we have, every detail, every bit of information on the pitcher. I want to know what it is because I want to use that to kind of formulate what I'm going to try to do that night against him. But there are guys who aren't like that, and there's guys who have success not being like that. And so you can kind of pick and choose what you receive and how you want to use it. And that makes for, like I said, it makes for the best environment possible, I think, of putting guys in positions to have success. And success breeds more success, as you guys know. You have success, you gain confidence, you have more success because you're confident. And those things just kind of compound upon each other and put you in a good spot to establish yourself as a big leaguer. That was a big double play.
Yeah, that was big. Hey, Pap, I got a question for you on this game, strategy-wise. So Luke Weaver and Clay Holmes have pitched in every single Yankees postseason game so far. So what has it been? I think 7 games total right now because it was 4 in the first round and now 3 so far. So they're up 6-2. If this score stays or maybe it's even 6-3, are you using those two again in the last couple innings? Or they got to play tomorrow too. Like you got to give them one day, right?
No, and the reason why I say this, Scott, that's a really good question, man, is because right now you're in a situation where you have to trust your lineup. There's certain keys and certain things that and moves that a manager can do that can either instill confidence in a team or can say, "Oh shit, there's panic with that move," and you feel them on the bench. You can feel it. So to me, if he was to bring those guys in tonight, that's almost a panic move for Boone for me. And he doesn't need to do that. So I understand that, you want to go to that 3 games, but you still have a series to play. So you still got to play each out and you got to play each inning. So to me, it's a panic move. I don't do it, Scott. And as a manager, you send certain signals to your team. You just do.
What do you guys think? Vinny P?
Listen, go ahead, Vinny. Go ahead.
I think you got to avoid – personally, I think you avoid using those guys. But, like, I bet there's some spreadsheet saying use them. I don't know. Like, you get these guys one more time to see them. Like, it's just that's more data you can collect and be like, all right, I know what that looks like. I know what it's going to do. But those guys are really good. I just personally wouldn't tonight.
Even if it's like a 2-run game?
Right now, 6-2, I'm staying away from him right now. I'm trying to listen, and I've watched the Yankees in the past do this. I watched them run their bullpen into the ground. You're in the first situation in a long time where tonight might be your chance to get those guys a breather. Weaver's been great, but let's be honest. These are the most high-leverage innings he's thrown in his entire career. Clay Holmes was the closer for half the season. Listen, those innings started to catch up with guys, and I watched the Yankees do this and rely on that bullpen heavily and run guys into the ground. And I think right now, we heard Tarik Skubal talk about it. The Guardians have one of the toughest lineups to pitch to get through. They're scrappy. I think right now you give these guys hopefully a mental break, and you got somebody out there that can bridge you to get to these last few outs of this game. But I'm agreeing with Pap right now. I'm trying to stay away from him if I can, bro, to just give him a breather, give him a day. And then tomorrow's your day. Be ready to go.
Hey, Cam, there's a reason why you got 25 people on this team right now, okay? And when you put together a playoff roster and you put together a playoff team, the reason why you put it together and the reason why you may change it from one series to a division series from a championship series is because you put your team and that 25th man matters. And so Those guys have got to step up. This is their calling time right now to me.
I love it. 6-2. That's a great point, bro. You just gave me goosebumps. We get the roster at the beginning of every series, and we're like, what? He's off? Or he's on? Or we're going to carry an extra pitcher? And Pap's right for this exact reason. If you're on the roster, we're expecting you to be able to help get us to the goal of getting through this series and to the World Series. You couldn't have said it better, Pap. I agree, bro. That's 100% right. That's why you go through, we keeping Stroh off or we keeping this guy off, because what's the best fit and the best matchups to get this series dub? 100%, bro.
Mm-hmm. All right, Pap, we had a quick inning, but we're going to do one of these during the World Series too. But, yeah, cheers on the way out, man.
Hey, boys, I enjoyed that, man. Good talks. And Rooker.
Hey, Dogs, we're going to beat A&M tomorrow. I got you. We've been playing better. I like our chances at A&M tomorrow. I think we get a win.
Yeah, I would not. I would not.
Hey, we're getting better. All right, we're heading in the right direction.
That's it.
Hey, I'll see you at we drumming up to the baseball alumni game at State. I'll see you there, brother. Y'all have a great night.
Good,
you too, Pap. You're the best, man. We'll see you next week, okay?
All right. See y'all.
Appreciate you. Jonathan Papelbon with us on FT on the postseason watch party. Of course, Pap, part of the FT fam. You'll hear from him next week too. But yeah, I admittedly know nothing about college football, especially this year.
Me either.
Yeah, no, like nothing. But Pap and AJ kind of help us. But Rook, that's your connection, right, with Pap?
Yeah, Mississippi State. The Dogs are 1-5. Hadn't been great this year, but we played Texas and Georgia decent the last 2 weeks. So
Leaving Cousins out for the second inning. I'll be right back.
There you go. Okay.
There you go.
All
There
right.
you go, Vinny. There you go. Answer our
It was
question.
that backdoor changeup that Cantillo just threw to
Nice.
Yeah, to Soto.
To Soto.
Yeah.
Did you
Backdoor
see him?
left on left change is a problem.
Did you see him? So I was a little critical, not of him, obviously, but just of the move. So what was that, game 2? And it's tight at the time. I think they're down a run. And he's trying to bridge, and he brings in Cantillo, and I think that might have been his first playoff appearance. And I'm like, oof. There's I think there were 2 on. You know, he threw all the wild pitches. You're at Yankee Stadium. You're down a run. I just was like, I don't know. I felt like, to me, I'm like, that's your, maybe it's not Cade Smith. There's 3 or 4 other weapons. I'm like, that's one of your high leverage. I've been doing this already for a couple weeks, guys, at that time. Because like Dave Roberts, I think, is actually for the most part done a really good job, keeping in mind that, you know, the Dodgers have lost like 8-9 starters. There's been a few times in this where you're like, oh, this guy's been through, you know, a series like this, 12 years in a row or whatever it's been at this point, where Kopech's in early, Trinan's in early, because he's going, this right here is the game. Right here's the game.
Yeah.
And for me, that was the game in game 2. And again, it's nothing against Cantillo. It's just that you're bringing him in to decide the game for his first appearance. I didn't think that was the spot, because obviously he's got good stuff, but you know how it is. First time a reliever ever gets into a game in the playoffs, you're going to have butterflies. Yeah.
There's always a sense of the heart rate speeding up a little bit. It's only natural. I tell you, my first playoff experience, it was the first time where I said, oh, it was like that movie where they showed the clip of the guy and everything's around him everything behind him is a blur. Like that's what it felt like. I remember being on deck, like I could only see the field. Like I was like so locked in. It was like, it was weird. It felt like a movie. So I don't care how good his stuff is, like you said, for any rookie, bro. Those are huge moments, man.
Yeah, we have rookie managers
season
too,
defining moments.
Yeah, and I will say, like, there's rookie managers. Stephen Vogt was just playing, and now he's managing this team too. So,
it's crazy
like,
how fast he went from player to manager.
Bro, we were literally in Scottsdale like 2 years ago, spring training, having cigars at a cigar bar. Like, yeah, so what are you gonna do when you're done? Maybe I'll manage. Like, I'm like, well, put me on staff. Like, nah, I'm good. I don't know, but it's crazy. Like you said, it's crazy how fast that happens, bro.
That's funny. I saw a question in the chat that said, how do you hit Cousins' slider? I've never faced him, so I'm trying to look up the metrics. I'm assuming it's just like a massive sweeper, right? Yeah, sideways.
If it starts in the middle, don't swing. If it starts
as a righty, it's got to start behind you as a righty.
Yeah. Anything that starts middle, just don't swing.
Ball. Yeah, that's the right, because the heater's got to start, and the heater's got to start way out. Slider's got to start at you. So you're just looking for pitches that don't look like strikes, and then those are the ones you got to swing at.
Do you, Rook, do you guys use go zones at all?
Like on the heat map or on the movement plots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
I think I'm out on them. I liked them for like a year, but I don't like
Really?
them. So go zones are like, this is where the pitch has to start in order for you to swing. So like Cousins, I could look up his data right now, but I'm assuming
I've got it pulled up, Ben. Ask me what you want to know, and I'll tell you.
Do you have his percentiles, his vertical approach percentiles, and his horizontal approach percentile?
No, I have movement plot of induced break.
So do you know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the percentiles?
Yeah. Like his vertical release height and all that stuff.
So for anybody who doesn't know, so like there's metrics on how the pitch moves. I use vertical break and horizontal break. There's a bunch of different things you can use, but the thing that I use the most is percentiles, and it compares how a pitch moves compared to how the average of that pitch moves. So everything matters. His release height, his release angle being how far off or on the rubber he is. And you look for extremes. So anything above 80 for a four-seam fastball, for a four-seam fastball would be like elite. Anything under 20 is also elite. Anything in the middle, it becomes more average. So a guy like Cousins, who's a sinker sweeper guy, he's probably got lower percentiles. It doesn't mean good or bad. It just is what it is, which means the ball is dropping more than average. So you need to look more up than you normally would. Where it's a Sobrowski for Cleveland, he's just the one I was thinking about. He's got like stupid vert on his four-seam fastball. So like you need to look at your shins almost. Like Joe Ryan is a perfect example of Joe Ryan is like it's the Kimbrel thing too. It's like the real low slot.
The AL West version is the Brian Wu. It's Wu is the AL West version. Yeah,
exactly. If the fastball starts at your waist, it's actually at your face. So if you swing,
it's great. It's the best. It's the best.
You'll swing at balls up, and people will be like, "Why are you swinging at that?" Well, because it looked like it was there.
It looked like it was down the middle.
What are you talking about? Fastball down the middle. It looked like it started at my ankles.
Yeah. I'm looking at Cousins' movement. It's his average sinker. It looks like it's like this is just the actual numbers, but not the percentiles. It's going to be like 8 vertical and like 18 to 20 horizontal. So it's going to,
which is anything above like 15 on a horizontal ball is very, very good. So that is,
but that's telling you as a righty. So Rook, that's a righty. That's telling you to kind of push him. I want to say like get him up and push him out, or like that's what I'm saying because you got
to make a choice. So Holmes is the same way, right?
Exactly.
It's either you got to do one of two things. You got to push him way out, or you just got to be like, all right, you're throwing it in, so I'm gonna step at the third baseman. I'm gonna hit it. Like you're deciding between the two. You're either looking for the ball.
That's my question with that information.
Right.
Exactly. Like certain guys with that information, it's almost like I'm like, damn, well. You almost got to pick a spot and pitch, or like I think that helps you set your eyes, right, Vinny? I'm guessing
100%. And it also tells you how you have to swing. So, like, Clay Holmes is a good example. I faced him every day in that series. I was 0 for 3 with a flyout, strikeout, and flyout. But the second time I faced him, I was in the cage prior, and I knew I was going to face him. So I'm trying to look up his data right now. But we were doing demon sinkers on the machine, and like I had it doing like crazy stuff, so I was prepared for it. And I believe this is the at bat that I was talking about earlier, where I hit the hardest ball in my life. Like I said, I'm not getting, especially with my thumb and stuff. I was like, I'm not getting beat on heaters. I'm going to get it. I hit a ball foul. I'm like, all right, I feel like I saw it pretty good. And this dude invented a 4-seam and struck me out. I think it was like. So I got it pulled up now. His average fastball, which is a 2-seam, it's 4 vert, 14.5 horizontal break. The vertical percentile is 10, and the horizontal percentile is 79. So it drops way more than average, and it moves to the side way more than average. That's included with a 6'6" release height, which is stupid high. So the ball's dropping like crazy. And this dude threw me a 4-seam right down the middle. And if you watch the swing, I was under it by so if you're looking at his data from 2024, he threw 8 of them out of 1,165 pitches.
Wow, that's
so. Let's see, and he threw 6 of them to left-handers. So yeah, it's in the tank, but it was about less than 1%, and he got me with it. And he just got David Fry with the slider too.
And by the way, Pap and I were both wrong.
That's
They're
the
like,
one
screw
that
screw that. We're going straight to Clay Holmes.
That's the one
That's
that
the one you talked about.
Eric's talking about. Like if pitchers can throw that pitch on purpose with an ABS, we got no shot because you can't hit
the glitch pitch. That's the glitch pitch, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to figure out what the system's going to call.
It's going to get called a strike, but like it's never anywhere near hittable when it's in the hitting zone, so you can't do anything with it.
That's what everyone's going to throw. That's going to be the next it pitch if we get to that point.
The high breaking ball. The
ABS,
the high breaking ball is going to be what guys are trying to throw.
Damn. All right, so let's fast forward here because we talked about this earlier. We with Pap on, we're like Holmes and Weaver, and he's like, no. Well, Holmes is in. It's 6-2, 2 on in the 7th with 1 out, and he just got a called strikeout on David Fry. Is one of the most.
I think they go to Weaver. I think
he's totally changing his sequence.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go to Weaver in the 9th?
You see 3-1, and you're like, we go get 3-1, and we'll deal with it the rest of it tomorrow. But I think 3-1 is so tough to overcome that you just go get it.
And I think that's what Booney's going. He's like, screw that. Must win. My best guys right now.
Yeah.
And you could give them off tomorrow for sure, and they get the for sure off day the next day too. So 2 days.
I think they use them. Do y'all like this is speaking of Cleveland Stadium, do y'all like Cleveland and Anaheim where like the fans are right by the on deck circle, like in the little suites? You know what I'm talking about? I think that's fun. I like talking to them.
I think it's fun. I talk to them sometimes.
I used to enjoy that in Anaheim. The fans are a little bit more rowdy in Cleveland, though. You know, I always say Anaheim is like playing in like a library. It's just like, good job, way to go. Hey, Brent, you're a really good player. Hey.
Yeah, here we go. 2-2 from Holmes.
What the high arm slot sinker doesn't get talked about enough, Vin, like you're talking about. Like the really high release point sinker that's just like down angle, down break that's tougher to me than like the low slot sidearm sinker because it's just so much harder to get beneath.
Well, that's why you almost wonder why David Fry didn't swing at that slider up like it was up, right? But that's where your eyes should be set. You're looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now again, not a pitch you want to swing at, but like it's yeah, I mean, Andy's throwing 97 too, so it's moving like another person that Sal has taken a fastball up and hit the center field out for a homer because he's incredible.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys aren't probably seeing this like we are, say, by running a baseball national show every day, but Clay Holmes had a lot of blown saves this year. Hey, and there's Jose Ramirez coming through. That's making this 6-3.
We're going to score a second run?
For a minute. We're getting another?
No.
Dude, playing first base with Jose Ramirez is so frustrating because he loves the first base line. Like, he loves hitting a ball right past first base.
Well, you know, when he's off, right? Remember there was a year, what was it, 2 years ago? And then he had it actually for a small stretch, I think, in the playoffs where he's just pulling everything's getting yanked and he's smoking it down the line.
Well, I'm pretty sure, like, if you look at – so when we would have our infield meeting, it was funny. Garrett Hampson was like, does this guy ever hit the ball the other way? Or why are his splits so crazy? And then it was like, oh, no, it's Jose Ramirez, switch hitter. That's why. like based on his charts. But he loves pulling the ball. He's not up there to go the other way. He's up there to do some damage pull side.
Well, he stands so close to the plate, everything's an inside pitch. Yeah. So, like, there's no pitches he should go up on. Everything's so close to him.
Guy, too. Being a smaller guy, like shorter arms, he's gonna whip that thing through. Like he's playing pull side.
He got plunked yesterday, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday.
It was recently. Yeah.
Skubal hit him.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
right on the forearm.
But that's why I wonder too. You know, we talk about the matchups, and I get it. I know these are guys, but like, man, just a different look, maybe right here. I mean.
Yeah, but what do you want? So this is what I'm talking about, okay? The Yanks have two guys that they consider far above the rest in their bullpen.
Right.
So it's
Well,
Holmes and it's Weaver, and these games are all close.
Is Josh Naylor in complete swing mode right now? Just watching his at bats from earlier, like he's in absolute swing mode, right?
Probably. I mean, especially with the situation too. I mean, it lends itself to being.
This is actually Josh Naylor has not been right this playoffs, in my opinion. Like he hasn't been as good as he'd like to be. This is the perfect guy for him to get right for because when he's going well, he's hitting homers to center. Like this is like the perfect guy to hit a line drive to left center field right here.
I would love to see a Josh Naylor big moment postseason homer too, just for the reaction. Because he hit a homer against us in like the sixth inning in April, and he headbutted his bat. So I was like, I would love to I would love to see a high. Oh, that's a big swing.
Like I'm telling you,
you go.
Man, they look so comfortable right now against Clay Holmes.
There's another 6'4", right center
field.
Or make it 6'5".
But it goes back to what we talked about. Who are you okay with losing with? And clearly, like you just said, Scott, Booney's like, I'm sticking with my two guys.
You got that sinker up.
Yeah, sinker up. Naylor comes through here. It's 6'5". I know some of you watching. We're all timed up in about the same spot, just for everyone to know. So if
we're
you're
probably a little behind live,
that's fine. That's fine. We want to be in the same spot. So
you want me to download the app on my TV and so I can get farther ahead?
It's the seventh inning, man. It's not worth it now.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, we're good. If we do one more, then we'll get it set up.
It hasn't caused any issues so far.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. But okay, here's a good example. Mark Leiter Jr. had a pretty good year this year. I know he was left off the playoff roster up until now. Ian Hamilton got hurt. I'm like, you didn't want to try Mark Leiter in this spot because he hasn't pitched in the playoffs this year? Or I don't know. I mean, you're just seeing the same guys over and over. You guys are the hitters. Kratz talks about this on our show all the time. He's like, if you're playing a 7-game series and you're going to use the same few relievers, I don't care who it is. You're like, you're getting endless reps. The best players in baseball are seeing the same pitches over and over again every night.
100%. 100%.
Damn, what a game!
It's
the opposite of the Mets-Dodgers series.
Right, but every game that series is a blowout.
But I will say now. Let's go ahead and throw this scenario out there. Last night,
I think they got something.
Let's Judge ties the game up last night. Stanton hits the go ahead. Cleveland still finds a way to win. Stanton hits a homer. They go up 6-2. If Cleveland finds a way to win tonight,
he's giving location at second base. He's either giving location or he's giving pitch.
Really?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Watch his left arm. Unless he's doing something too obvious to make it like the last two pitches.
Think about it.
You can see what's he doing with his left arm.
He gave the 1-0 and the 2-0. He's just moving it out.
Let's see.
I don't know if Wells is setting up early or if Holmes has something. No, I think it was fake. I think it was
a deke.
Sometimes I think the best ones are the fake ones. Like
paranoia.
100. Every team is paranoid. Every single team.
Clearly, this is a must-win going into the game for the Guardians. But does this now become a must-win for the Yankees after you have a 6-2 lead going into is this? I mean,
loss. It's a lot of momentum loss for sure. And they're back in Cleveland tomorrow, right? Yeah.
One more in Cleveland tomorrow.
Maybe because you're throwing your best guy. Like now you have to go to Weaver at some point. Who's coming in the game? Leiter?
Yeah.
Leiter, who hasn't thrown in 3 weeks?
Yeah, hasn't thrown in 3 weeks. But
that's what I think. But I still think that's why you go with him 6-2. I think that's why you go with him. Give these guys a different look. He's a fresh arm. Listen, he's known as a strike thrower for the most part. Clearly, he's not an overpowering guy, so we know he's a command guy. Let's see if he can get some soft, quick outs. Like, who knows? Like, I don't know. I don't know.
This guy too, Cam. I mean, I know he wasn't as good with the Yanks as he was with the Cubs, but his strikeout rate was really, really high with Chicago this year.
Yeah, I just think a different look right there. I agree with Pat, man, and I agree with Kratzy too, dude. Over the course of a series, man, I don't care who you are, you start to feel a little bit more comfortable. Let me just say that. It's all right. I got a little better look this time, or I know the shape of that pitch, or I know where he's trying to go. Like I don't know. And they thrown a lot of innings. They're
Leiter's walking into a hornet's nest of the Guardian Stadium, second and third, one out, like, oof, or whatever it is, first and second.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I would rather bring Clay Holmes into this situation than Leiter into this situation. Like flip flop it and let's see if Leiter can get through it. And if he can't, okay, then I go to Clay Holmes. But I don't leave my guy out there to give it up and put us in this situation.
But this is the problem. I mean, this goes back to when we were talking to Tarik earlier. When the norm these days is more along the lines of like the 4-inning range, which is what Luis Gil did. Every team's going to run into this when you get deeper into the series. I mean, that's why you get high-scoring games or a lot of offense late. You're just running into the same guys every game. I mean, that's how it's set up.
When we faced Clark Schmidt in Game 3, we were also we weren't sure, is he going to go? Is this a piggyback with Gil? Hill? Is it Gil or Hill? How do you pronounce it? Heel.
H-E-L. Like that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah. We weren't sure, so we were prepared for both of them. Like, okay, if they piggyback, this is what we're going to do. It ended up, Schmidt threw well. But it is interesting in the playoffs. Like, you have no idea what teams are going to do. Other than leverage spots, they're going to their best guys immediately.
Yeah. Oh, well, welcome to the postseason, Mark Leiter Jr.
Big Christmas. Big Christmas at the dish. This guy,
Big Christmas is the coolest nickname in the world.
They're wearing Santa hats.
Hands down.
So sick.
And the
wearing
edits
Santa
have
hats.
been awesome.
It's so sick.
The edits have been outstanding, bro. It's awesome.
Leiter throws that weird cut splitter.
Yeah.
Like it's a splitter, but it goes to his glove. It's a weird
phone.
thing. Yeah, I saw that.
You like this stance from Big Christmas too?
I want to see a side view. I've still never seen a side view. It stance trips me out, bro. I went to the cage today with my son, and I was trying to hit like that, and it was crazy. I tried to take a few swings off the cage. I'm like, what in the world? Like, it's crazy.
It's a little Eloy Jimenez adjacent.
Yeah, similar. It is.
Hey, I don't know if Brandon is still watching this, but do you remember what his cue used to be when he would try to get his hands lower?
No shot. No shot.
Oh, baby.
I'm not there yet.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my goodness. I thought he got it.
He's smiling.
Oh, my God. What the world? Good camera right there. Good camera.
Damn.
Oh, he got it. When Brandon's cue when he tried to get his hands lower?
I told him one time, I was like, hey, I'm trying to get my hands lower. They keep leaking up top. Like, I don't want them to get too high. And he's like, okay, just flick your nipple. Just flick your nipple with one of your hands.
I do remember that. Yeah.
Bring it down. It's like, all right, I know they're low enough now because I can flick my nipple with my top hand.
It's funny.
Because, one of the dumbest parts about hitting is you think you're doing what you think you're doing, and then you look at video and you're not.
That works.
It looks the same. You're like, I made a massive swing change today. And you watch the video, and it's just the same. It looks the exact same. But
I'm pretty sure
the feel for even taking your hands, going your hands from here to here feels like it's just a completely different position. But on when you watch film, it doesn't feel any different.
Really different person too. I'm doing. I think I changed my swing 120 times this year. Every day I think I went in.
I changed my swing twice in a bat. I don't know what you're talking about.
I might just go up there and be like, hey, guys, watch this. I'm going to do a Manny right here. That's how bad I feel. I'm going to pull a Manny Ramirez. That was my thing. When I felt really bad, I would just pick a guy and just try to emulate him. That's it.
I have a few guys that I go to. If I'm going bad, a few guys around the league that I'll go watch video of and just try to copy that guy because I know trying to copy that guy gets me back right.
A lot of guys in our clubhouse were doing that with Brent this year. They were like, "Hey, can I get Brent's number so I can talk to him about some like asking dude every day?" He was like, "Do you just see what he's doing with his hip? Like, do you see?"
Y'all FaceTime me at one point, dude. That was funny. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to. I know I don't. But when I go bad, I go watch Matt Olson video, and I just try to copy Matt Olson because, like, for whatever reason, trying to copy his moves just puts me back in a good spot.
Yeah.
You try to copy a lefty's move.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It's like mirror.
Does he know?
Specifically his load.
I heard that's funny. He said I find that he also mentioned Olsen. I'm going early. I'm like, isn't Rooker righty? You keep throwing out these lefties. You like to watch a lot of lefties.
That is true. I haven't.
Jordan.
I watch a lot of righties, which is funny. Like, I watch a lot of right-handed hitters.
Does Matt Olson know that, by the way? And Greg K by Lighter. Holy shit! But do you know Matt?
Like right there, Lighter. There you go.
I know him just for playing against him. I don't know him super well, but because whatever. I mean, he just gets to his. It's kind of he does the toe tap move, and he just gets to his toe tap really early. And when I'm doing that is when I feel like I'm going my best. So I'll just go watch him for like a timing and rhythm reference to kind of get to that toe tap super early before I make that move back forward.
All right, so he did it. Mark Leiter Jr. gets them out of that with a 1-run lead. And, you know, there besides Luke Weaver, guys, there's one other name to consider here because the Yanks really actually have a big three. The third wheel of that bunch is definitely the most
Tommy Canley.
You can't miss him. Yeah, Tommy Canley was on the show today for 20.
All changeups?
He was.
All changeups, baby.
Here it is, 90% changeups. Can you hit it or not?
Yeah, all changeups yesterday. I was telling him, I'm like,
Tommy's
are you
awesome,
the
by the
Lance
way.
McCullers Jr. where you just throw one pitch and it's not a heater over and over again? He's like, yeah. You know what he said today on Foul Territory when he was on? He was like, you know what kind of drives me crazy when I'm hearing PitchCom say the same pitch over and over? Like, he starts to get manic. He's like, yo, I get it. Enough. Like,
Change up.
But yeah, he might close for them. I mean, obviously they got to get through two more, but I mean, he's gonna appear. We asked him too when we talked to him earlier. He's like, I feel great. I threw 26 pitches. He's like,
yeah, he's a psychopath. He's good.
Yeah, he's a psycho. He actually brought up, he said, when I was on the White Sox in the regular season, you pitched 26 pitches. You better be ready to go next day, whatever that meant. But he was like, yeah, I'm going tomorrow, or as in I'm going for tonight's game. So I think he's gonna appear.
That's what I'm saying. You could have went Lighter, Canley. I don't know. Lighter could give you two, like me and Vinny said. You did, inning before. Let's just see how quick the inning is. You got a fresh arm. I don't know. I feel like they were getting some really comfortable swings on homes right there, bro. And they listen. They also didn't they also face them season, the Yankees? Towards the end of the year, they face the Yankees.
Do you think it matters at all? Like, I'm not talking about job security, but I'm just talking about, like, we're talking about go down with your best. Like, what looks worse? One of your guys gives up a few runs, or one of your non-guys I'm not saying he's not one of their guys like Leiter, but or if he say the situation was reversed, does that look worse that it's like, oh, Mark Leiter came in and gave up those runs?
I think it's New York. I think it's a great question, and I think it's New York. I think in New York, it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. You just got to get the job done.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to blame anything unless you win. Anything is the blame.
If it would have been Leiter, it would have been why we didn't bring Clay Holmes in. If it was Clay Holmes,
I saw some stuff at the beginning of the year. They wanted Judge to get sent down after his first month.
Bro, literally, at the end of the year, I literally went back with a couple of fans. They're like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we should just need to think about putting Dominguez on the roster instead of Judge. Instead of Stanton. And I'm going, pump the brakes, guys. Like, just chill. Like, chill out.
It's just the environment. As a
player who reaped, Stanton hitting a few homers, I wish that they would have put Dominguez on the roster instead of Stanton as well.
Yeah, you're a true New Yorker. Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That would have helped the cause a little bit.
Yeah, maybe.
We played the Yankees in April when Judge was kind of struggling to start the year. And one of our guys struck him out, but got called for a balk. So it was obviously pitch didn't count. And next pitch he hit a homer. And from that point on, he has been what he's been this year. So we think that
So
was
the A's got him hot.
it was that ball.
Oakland A's got him hot. So
that's
the
hilarious.
So the Oakland A's got him hot then, Rook. I guess we can say that. You guys got him hot.
It was that balk that led to this historic mutant season that we've seen.
That was some weird body language after Judge swinging at that up and in fastball.
I didn't see it. What do you think? What happened?
I don't think he's seeing Gaddis all that good.
Gaddis is nasty.
He did the other night. Wasn't the home run for him off Gaddis?
I don't know.
Was it?
I'm just saying, based off of the body language of the swing on the up and in pitch, he didn't seem to see it that well. He could go deep right here.
I think that first homer that he hit, which was game 2, right?
Off
Late
of Gaddis?
game. I think it was off Gaddis. I'll double check it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, but you're right. I mean, he swung at a ball that would have hit him, no?
Yeah. Well, it would have been close.
Yeah.
That one would have hit. That one did hit him. No?
Or he tells me he's probably sitting. He's looking slider, so it's starting close.
He's looking at the up and in slot. Yeah, for sure.
It's going the other way.
We're all on 2-2 here, right?
Yeah. Hey, Judge, I don't want to sound like too much of like a fan, but Judge is one of those guys that we could just sit here and shut up and watch him hit. Huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's because it's different. Like you feel like you're watching this.
Yeah, he didn't see him good there.
It's a good catch.
Hey, I was talking to some friends about this. So, how much of a factor is it these days, the swing path against pitchers and what guys hit well, right? Because I was trying to explain to some friends how, front offices, which then gets relayed to coaching staff, which then gets relayed to how they're setting lineups and also what they're doing late in games is how does this pitcher's pitches match up against this hitter's strengths and weaknesses? Isn't that like one of the, if not the biggest thing in the game right now?
I think that's more important than righty-lefty splits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree.
Because Gaddis is a good example. Like 20 years ago or even maybe 10 years ago, you're going, oh, well, Judge hit a homer off Gaddis earlier. We're fucked. And now it's like, nah, his pitches actually play well. He just got
Play
him.
really well. Yeah.
And that's what that's a great question, Scott, because I'm not going to lie. Now being on this side, that's one thing that's impressed me a lot, especially, who I thought was really good at that is Alex Cora. Like watching him, get guys ready for 2 innings away I've always been like impressed. Even when I was playing, I'm like, oh, here we go. I got Daniel Hudson again. Or I always had to get Romo. And I'm like, shit, man. Like, how did Bochy have Romo ready for me every time? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he knew 2 innings away, it's going to be Maybin's spot. Let's make sure Romo's in. And it's like, I always thought that was impressive for guys to be so ahead of the game.
Yeah, it's a good call. Gaddis is dealing right now too. He's almost, I think,
that changeup he's throwing is nuts.
Changeup, yeah. He's using his changeup like a 2-seam fastball right now.
I know. It's like 82.
That is gross.
He's like front hipping it.
If he throws one, I hope he doesn't throw one. No.
That pitch is gross. Gaddis on the mound just looks huge.
Yeah, and his walkout song's cool too. It's like a Viking walkout song or something.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's nasty. That's just dirty.
You go slider on or what?
What a sequence just now against maybe the most locked-in dude.
Like out the hand, I know
job.
G has some chase in his swing, but like out the hand, that looks like a heater down and away. Like that thing is so late. Like that.
That pitch off of the changeup he just threw for a strike or coming out of the exact same tunnel.
Same tunnel.
One turns right and lands for a strike, and one turns left. And you're like, well, I mean, you got to pick one of them.
That was a shutdown inning, though, too, right? They just really finally got some life back, 3 runs, and you bring in Gaddis, and now we're in the late stages, so we got to bring in Mason Miller from the Oakland A's. Closer joining us right now. What's up? How you doing?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Good, man. You watching this game?
Sure am. It's getting
Yeah,
a little
what do you think?
interesting again.
Give us your
Hey,
8 inning thoughts so
how
far.
old is one of the most dominant arms in the game? Because this dude is looking like Babyface right now.
I had to shave off my little pretend goatee.
I'm digging it.
He's got a good skincare routine. What do you think? What are you seeing so far? What do you think?
I think it's shaping up to be another late inning thriller. I hope.
Electric.
I thought Noel got that one. I won't lie.
Hey, what do you got? Hey, so
Cleveland's camera guy, like they do a phenomenal job of making those look like home runs.
Well,
Dude,
they swing it like that.
So what do you got, Mason? Pap said he would have stayed away from these guys. 6-2 game. Holmes and Weaver they've been getting taxed. Like, what do you stay away from those guys right there? Do you give them a different look in this series right there? I said I would have went the lighter 6-2 instead of Holmes, a fresh arm to see if he can get you to maybe Holmes or somebody else. What are you thinking right there?
I mean, maybe. I think you talk to your guys before the game, and if they tell you they're good, you got to go with your best guys.
Hey, but who's going to say they're not good?
Not the playoffs.
I don't know. I mean, it is the playoffs, so you got the
65 innings and 104 punch-outs. Is that good?
It's kind of good. Rook, I can say, Rook, glad I'm sitting over here. You know what? Towards the end,
it's fun to be on your team, brother.
Because towards the end, they'd be like, "Hey, Cam, don't worry about it. We'll let a lefty get this one." So I'm like, "All right, go get him."
Dude, I never felt as bad. I felt so like there'd be so many times in the year that we get to the ninth inning and Mason would come in, a lefty would have to come pinch hit. And I'm like, this is your first at bat in like maybe 3 days.
And if it's in Oakland, you can't take any swings. There's nowhere you can go to take swings.
And you can't get ready in Oakland. Literally, you can't get ready. You got to go face Mason Miller.
Goodness.
You shitting me? Hey, even if you're playing, you're like, hey, I'm 8 guys away. It might go come in and get me, get a couple swings right here. Nah,
you do a couple jumping jacks, couple toe touches. You're good to go. Get in there.
Yeah.
All right, Lighter's back in.
And guess what? They're still not going to have a chance in Sacramento to warm up and get ready. Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I don't know. I might not make it out
on our schedule. It still just says ATH, just athletics. So maybe you guys aren't playing there. Who knows?
No, it's going to stay that way. Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
my goodness.
Bo
We got
Naylor.
action.
Here we go. Tying run in scoring position to start the 8th.
Hey,
Couple
Bo
curveballs
Naylor,
to start it.
super nice guy. I don't know if you guys have ever talked to him. Super nice.
Great guy. Yeah. Another one of the good catchers to talk to.
Yeah.
Like during your at bat.
He's playing with
you
his
said
brother,
some nice
too.
things about catchers on here. There are some catchers who are no fun that are arguing with the umpire every single pitch.
For sure.
Like, oh, that's a strike. Like, there's multiple times where I've looked back and been like, that's not even close to a strike. Please don't listen to him.
You liar. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like,
were you really that nice? Were you really that nice about it? Like, were you?
No, I am.
Really
I am. I am not like. There's been one catcher I've gotten into it with where I got into it with a catcher after a walk where I was like,
really?
I think I said like, shut the F up. You've been arguing all game. That's a ball. Like, shut up.
Cut it out, dude. Ball.
I bet that was Shea, wasn't it?
No, Shea's cool too. Shea's cool.
Obviously, I've never hit when Shea is catching, but Shea has to be the nicest catcher in the league because he's the kindest person of all time.
I would say it's like 80% great guys. Like,
yeah.
But there are definitely some where it's like, fuck, man, like, don't, like, let's just do the what's up, man, how you doing? Let's move on.
Yeah.
Rizzo goes so far in when he thinks guys are bunting.
Crazy.
Hey, I'm not.
Is that not terrifying?
So I came into this game kind of rooting for the Yankees, but I can't lie to say if they don't lose, I cannot wait to hear who Yankees fans want to point the finger at tonight because it's going to be so much finger pointing. Instead of just giving credit, it's going to be like, we brought in Leiter and we brought in Clay Holmes and not again, Clay Holmes again. Like man, like.
I hope every series goes all the amount of games because from my understanding of it, the playoff share money goes up based off of off of ticket sales and revenues off of tickets. So I hope
even for y'all.
Yeah, because it goes into the big pool. You get a percentage
of the big pool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I hope every game goes 7. So I'm rooting for 7.
That is true. Yeah, you get good ball. It's entertaining. It's great for our sport.
Exactly.
Yes. What's up, Last Dive? Awesome. Mason, how much are you watching all these games? Like, and actually, here's my first question for you, right? One of the best closers in the sport. Some of the closers are going through it right now in the playoffs. Do you feel for them? Like Clase, has given up more in 5 seconds than he gave up the entire year. Josh Hader gave up a big knock earlier. Who was the other one? Devin Williams, the homer to Pete Alonso. Like, these are your top dogs.
Yeah, man. I mean, the lights, the fans, everything's a little louder, a little brighter, and you definitely want to be in that moment for sure. But so does that guy in the box. So I think it really has to come down to how many times a guy's seeing somebody, and kind of the game plan and the situations you're prepping for as a hitter. It's like you almost know that you're going to get the late inning guy, 4 or 5 run game, anything less than that. Those big moments. Coming in, you've seen Weaver come in for 1+ probably almost every time he's pitched. So it just adds up, man. I mean, you see what a guy's trying to do, and additionally to seeing him during the year. So
the Yankees fans are going to be pissed.
Is there anyone in the league you'd rather have up runner on third base less than 2 outs than Steven Kwan, though? Like,
seriously.
He's not
Wait, Naylor got a third on that? That was a triple?
It's a ground ball.
No, they got a ground out. Rocchio hit a ground out to get a third. Yeah,
I can hear it right now, Scott. I can hear the Yankees fans going, "We should Val Territory had Mason Miller on. He should be pitching for us right now in the playoffs. We should be traded for it."
Oh my gosh,
he's clean shaved. He's clean shaved too. He looks like it too.
Clean shave. He's clean shaven too.
Yeah.
Oh, they're
easy.
losing it.
There's not going to be anything that's going to have to get shaved off.
Hey, Cam, I just got a text from a crazy Yankees fan that said it's over. We're going to lose. Like, it's
wow.
I mean,
that's aggressive.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's got a pop up.
Oh my God, David Fry. Cam.
Hey, here he goes. Here's my guy. Here's my guy, David Fry, right here.
Oh my God. I think I'm ahead of you guys, so I'm not going to say
no.
Don't tell us what happened.
I was not going to do anything, so I knew I was ahead of you guys. But when you see it, you'll know. Yeah, I had to react to it.
Oh man.
Are you
now this anticipation is even worse than if I didn't know anything.
Oh,
David Fry.
Look at
oh my gosh.
Put him in the lineup. He's got playoff magic right now.
Oh no.
Playoff magic is real. Why is he not playing every game?
Oh
no. I told you I couldn't stone face that.
Yo, and we have a first baseman here. Come on,
Cam,
first baseman. This is
Cam,
you.
I know what they're gonna say. I know what the tweets are gonna be. It's gonna be put John Birdie at first base. That's what they're gonna say.
Oh, right now, Birdie at first for sure. What are we doing?
I just got a text from my wife who's watching the game upstairs. Just said game is lit.
It is. We picked a good one. Holy shit. Vinny, you ever had that happen to you?
I had John Schreiber throw me a legitimate 70-mile-an-hour ball from 15 feet away this year.
Shout out Schreiber's my boy.
Yeah, he's the man. I caught it.
He's the man.
He's the man.
But he tried to smoke you.
Break. So the ball that you hit, I don't know what game it was, that looked like it was a double to right center that Volpe caught.
Yeah,
like kind of dove and what happened? Did you hit off the end of the bat and it knuckled? Because like when you made contact, I was like,
weird.
Double in the gap immediately.
It was weird. So yes, I got it off the end of the bat, but when I hit it, I thought it was like everybody was giving shit to Bob Costas, I guess, for his call because I guess he said like single to center field. When I hit it,
I thought it was an auto hit.
Yeah. So the ball goes up, and I guess I spun it like weird. I'm thinking I hit it on the lace, like off the end of the bat, because. Yeah. It was going straight and it was going right for a great blooper. And then it just started moving left.
Yeah.
It just turned left. It was like, wait, Volpe's there. Oh my God, he's going to catch it. Oh my God, I'm going to just go back to the dugout.
I thought because you hit it, and I immediately thought it was an auto hit, and I didn't know if you knuckled it or
if you took the ball out of the equation, it was a good swing.
Yeah,
but I'm sitting there, I'm sitting change up. I'm like, all right, he's throwing a change up, whatever. Throws a change up. I put a good swing on it, and I'm like, I hit that off the end, but that's a knock. And then it was like, oh no, it's not. All right, I'll just go sit down.
Yeah.
Oh my
I wanted
God!
to ask you about that, but I figured I should wait a few days before I asked you.
Hey, Mason, you know Curtis Whaley, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Yeah. You know him from Old Dominion?
That's right. Hey, do you still follow him on Instagram?
Yeah, I think I need to retire that follow.
Yeah, I think so too.
He's shouting out Built Basics for a sponsorship.
Built Basics, get him a sponsorship with Built Basics. Yeah.
What are you doing?
We're talking about a former strength coach of both of ours. He was at Old Dominion, and then he was at Gardner Webb after Old Dominion, right?
I think so. Yeah, had to have been.
Yeah.
Yo, I want to know, Rook, is this dude always this cool and calm? Like, what do you listen to before the games? Yeah, like, bro, I'd like Johnny Cash, something just like cool and calm as hell. Like,
whatever Rook puts on the sound box is usually what's going on.
So not a headphone guy?
It could go a lot of different ways. You never really know where it's going to go. There's a few givens that are going to be in there every time, but yeah, it's not super predictable. We went through a lot of different genres this year.
So you're not a headphone guy. You just kind of go with the flow of the room.
I mean, I'll throw them in every once in a while, but
I like that. This dude,
he's
just so calm and collected.
I like to be present, try to be around the guys a little bit. And what's the point of me if I'm going to listen to music before the game and then take them out and sit around for another 2 hours before I go in?
I like that, bro. Be present. Be in the moment with the guys. I like that, bro.
Yeah, I just want to throw this out there I'm keeping an eye on the chat. Harmony in the chat goes, it gets by Buckner.
I just said it. I'm telling you, it was giving me straight Buckner.
I know. And Harmony's like, am I wrong? I'm like, no, it's crazy. So now, okay, so here we go. So Mason, obviously awesome to have you on late in the game, right? This is your specialty. So, and the playoffs, especially this series, has been crazy, coming off one of the better games of the year yesterday. Now we've got a 6-2 game, 4 unanswered from the Guardians, and who's coming in tie game in the 9th inning? Emmanuel Clase. So take us inside his brain, right? So he was I put up the best numbers this year overall, right? Best ERA or whatever, right? Had one of the better reliever numbers of that we've seen in a while. He's had worse numbers in the playoffs. He's given up more in runs in the playoffs than he's given up in the regular season. I don't know if you saw, but yesterday on Instagram, he does like a story where he scrolls through his accolades. So does that mean he's like, yo, you can all go shove it, I'm so good? Or is he like, damn, what do you think? Take me inside, because there's not many that could tell us what's going on there.
Yeah, I honestly thought that just the type of guy he is, he would be fine. And I think that Instagram video threw me off, because it's like I don't know what that was. I don't know what to make of it. Is it? But yeah, I mean, he's the best closer in the game right now in my eyes. Just what he did all regular season. The only thing you think about is this guy really hasn't struggled pretty much this whole year. So now when the lights are the brightest, and he hits this speed bump yesterday, which I mean, he left a slider to Stanton middle. That one was tough, but the one to Judge, I mean, he's going away with his cutter and he dotted it, and the ball out by 3 feet. So I don't know. I think as long as he doesn't get in his own head too much about it and just keeps pitching the way he does, I think, I'd say 9 times out of 10, he goes in. I think he threw 13 pitches of his 15 for strikes yesterday. So, just stay out of the middle if it's one of the big boppers. But I think he'll be all right.
Yeah, you tip your cap to Judge on that one, right?
Have to. Yeah, I mean, you can't second guess your 99 dotted cutter away. It's like, if you're second guessing, pitch, I don't know if there is a good pitch to throw.
Go ahead, Cam.
Right. No, these playoffs have been like awesome to watch. Clearly you get a couple clunkers in there where the offenses have been crazy, but for the most part, bro.
On ERA. What?
Yeah, it's been crazy. It's just been exciting ball. And I'm just sitting here right now, just already going. My favorite thing about all social media are the comments, and I'm just going. I just can't wait to see the comments after this game is over. This is awesome.
Ben, as a lefty against his cutter, I like see like Rizzo choking up right there. I feel like you should just make your bat half its normal length, and then take your normal swing. Yeah,
do that. That's how you got to get hits off him, not by slugging, by doing that. Yeah. That's it. I've got one hit off of him, and that's what it is. It's a base hit down the left field line.
Just yank your hand inside immediately. Like the bat broke right there.
Your boy Birdie's in the game.
Birdie, which I want to make that clear. Rizzo is an unbelievable first baseman. That was a joke. There was actually so I was pretty happy about this. When Birdie played first base against us, it was like his first time ever playing first base. And I said in our meeting pregame, I was like, guys, this is a relatively big deal. Like, it's not a position that you can just throw somebody there. Now, he's athletic. He's played other infield positions before. And I was like, if you hit a ball to the left side of the infield, specifically if you make Jazz go to his backhand, just because he hasn't played a whole lot of third, he bounces them a lot. Run.
Oh, my.
Just run.
Come on.
It happened, and we got a guy on first because of that, and I've never freaked out more in the dugout.
Where you guys at? Where you guys at? Are you guys? I think I'm a little ahead. I need to go back. But,
no, you're good. I just got a Volpe knock, and now we got him on the corners here quick.
Base running. What a great job by Birdie. Like, I know it's little stuff, and this is stuff I forget. I mean, this is stuff that I miss the most about the game. Like Birdie, talk about a cerebral. Off the bat, Birdie knows where the outfielder is. He's thinking like he's literally going off the bat thinking three. Like it's little stuff right now. They need that. And Volpe with a great approach, bro. What a great
It's a good swing.
Plus, he's got to be second guessing a little bit right now, right? They got 2 hits off him tonight already. Like,
and right now off the cutter,
and it's
off his bread and butter.
All cutters so far.
Cannon. I didn't realize that. Side note for right there.
What'd you say?
Said Lane Thomas has a cannon. I'm looking at his Savant page.
Yeah, he does. Chooch.
Big Christmas has a cannon as well. He also
yes, he does.
Wow.
They
want him to challenge that.
Oh, did he get him on the foot? No.
Well, we say he's blocking the base. If I type in Big Christmas, the baseball savant, you think it'll pull up?
Yeah.
Mason, did you face these guys? So, like, have you faced some of these big boys for the Yanks or for Cleveland? I mean, I guess we'll talk Yanks right now for a sec. Did you face Volpe, Wells, Verdugo this year?
Yeah, I think everyone except Verdugo.
Okay.
We saw them in middle of April, so pretty early. And
you didn't pitch against them in September, did you?
I threw once. I think
Blue runs doors off in April.
I think it might have been 4 runs. Yeah.
And that is a huge stolen base. Huge.
I think Clase is actually fairly easy to run on. You just shut it down. You shut it down if he just goes slide step, but if he picks up, he's got that huge leg kick.
I mean, for the most part, most back end guys are anyway because they don't care.
Yeah,
like,
sure. Yeah,
you were a starter, so you know a little bit more. Like, you play around a little bit more, but you know how it is.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely some indifference there for sure. I don't think this is not indifference, but I don't know. I mean, he might just go for the side.
Hey, that's that pitch you guys are talking about. I thought it was belly button high.
Yeah.
The cutter up is such a tough pitch because it has the sideways slider spin, so just your brain tells you it's going to come down, and then it just never does. And you just swing underneath it over and over again.
especially with him too. 'Cause his slider's so hard.
Where do you go right here?
Wow. Yeah, there it is. Got Clase on the cutter above, or it's got.
Oh
Wells on the
my
cutter above the
gosh!
cone. Nasty.
You have to have contact right here, bro, and it's so hard. You have to. It's 101 with cut, like
up,
up in the zone, like.
That's where Wells has been struggling too. Is up. He hit the one down the line.
I call that the trap ball. That spot right there, up and in. That's the trap ball. Looks good. Nothing you can do.
God, it looks so good.
There you go. Got him. Got him.
Straight trap.
Where you guys at?
Oh, look at you, Alex.
Wow.
Good for him.
Look at you. Swing. I like it. Early and often. Hey, old school, when we were little guys, they say first and third, no outs, first available. Swing the bat.
You should, yeah. In that situation, you got to swing 3 times, give yourself a chance to give yourself 3 chances at contact for sure.
You have to. You have to.
Well, I think that's where you look at Quan's at bat. He always takes the first pitch for the most part. When he popped out the second, he's so good at making contact when he popped out. It's like give yourself 3 shots, like you're saying, real quick.
Yeah, swing 3 times.
Mason, as a pitcher right now, you give that one up. What do you like? You shitting me? I mean, now you got to reel it back in. But that little guy on your shoulder, you like, are you shitting me?
That's one of the hardest things for sure. You make a good pitch and it finds a way to get a guy on base, let alone get a run in. Now he's first and third. Now, he is 1 pitch away though here too. So
it sounds crazy. I actually like this matchup for Glaber, whether he gets like.
If he goes the other way,
he's shooting everything to right field. Everything.
If he sticks to his approach
the other way.
Yeah,
like
anything hard, he's looking over second base.
Oh,
yeah, right. Yeah, he's looking. Glaber's another guy. I played with Didi Gregorius a couple years ago. Glaber's going to be another guy when he's gone. The Yankees fans are going to miss him more than they realize. I'm telling you, unless they got somebody waiting in the wings.
Well, and also forget the regular season. Look what he's done in the playoffs. He's
that's what
been
I'm saying.
insane.
Listen, but that's what you play for.
Where's he going to go?
I think a ton of teams are going to be into him, and look at him come through.
For sure.
Detroit?
Listen, I tell you another team. You know, look, there he is again.
Dude,
I'm telling you,
if
they win this series, himself and Big Stanton might have a chance to be the MVP of this series. But Glaber has been an unsung hero. But I love what you said. You said Detroit. Listen, I wouldn't be surprised. I know they got Jeff McNeil, but I don't know. Detroit would be a good spot. I think Detroit is a third baseman. Who plays third for Detroit?
Vierling.
Yeah,
I love Matt Vierling. I love Matt Vierling.
Cole Keith plays second base, so they probably don't have a spot.
Yeah, no, Cole Keith's playing second, and you got Torkelson
he's
at
locked
first.
in. You got Sweeney, the new young kid. I like Matt Vierling. I really thought they were like a third baseman and a DH away from being really competitive.
All right, wait. So Mason, we talked about Class A right before he came on, and the IG story and the whole thing. All right, so now we see the Yanks get to him for 2 more runs here. I mean, the Wells pitch was nasty, but is he executing to his best right now, or is his command a little bit off, where you're seeing a little more in the middle than you usually see from him?
I think that's the hard part with a cutter is if you're not dialed in. I was saying to my wife when we were watching early in the game, Luis Gil was cutting his 4-seam a little bit too. And I think when he's doing that, it's really hard for him to be in the zone because it's just you're setting up glove side on the outside corner and you cut it off, or if you're setting up in, then you cut it middle. So it's like it's an auto take because it's so far outside, or it's middle if you're not hitting your spots. So I think he's definitely rattled for sure.
The Instagram stuff is a little bit weird.
So quiet in that stadium. He's got his pitch comm turned up to 20 still. Yeah.
Did you
What
guys
does
see
pitch
the
comm go
Instagram
to,
stuff?
by the way? What does it go up? Is 20 the highest?
20's the highest, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Vinny. What'd you say?
Like the Instagram stuff was weird last night, right?
I think so. I mean,
like that was a little strange. Like posting your accomplishments right after.
Everybody's Everybody knows the year he's had.
Everybody knows that he's like the best closer in baseball.
No.
Like, no offense to you.
No, I mean I said it too. I mean the guy had a .6 ERA this year. It's insane.
So it was almost like last night he was kind of showing that maybe he was losing a little bit of confidence, and maybe he is. I don't know. Like, he's still nasty.
Whenever you're the guy that goes in and blows a game, it just I can imagine for the playoffs and especially a series against the Yankees. I can't imagine the amount of Yankees fans that are sending him DMs and stuff.
Oh
yeah, if you let that in, obviously he's on his Instagram, so I feel like that would be a night that you just put the phone down,
Thanks.
Don't indulge in any of that.
Do you guys see that stuff, by the way? I mean, obviously, people see the IG and they just roll in with requests and all that. You guys see that stuff?
I mean, if you go looking for it, for sure. I think it's got to be a conscious thought where you just stay away from it, and then maybe on a rainy day.
I wasn't mentally strong enough. Yeah. I didn't run my social media for like 7. I didn't run my social media for like 7 years.
Yeah.
Really?
I've deleted it before. Like, I'll go through
literally
phases
just had an assistant,
off
yeah.
my phone, like just get the whole app. But like my messages are pretty locked down. Like, there's a way people still message me, but for the most part, you can't really do it. So it's mostly just like tweeting at me, which never gets really too bad when it's public stuff. The people only say the worst stuff when it's private and they're behind a burner anyway.
Yeah.
That's facts. I mean, Mesa's had to have thrown about 75 pitches in the bullpen today.
Yeah.
Thanks.
He's been up a lot.
4 times.
Hey, and this is a situation too right here. I know you're up 2, but if Jazz can find a way to get a knock, the 2-out RBIs absolutely breaks teams back.
Yes.
Like, that's where you really, if you get out of this, you still okay, maybe some magic. But if you, man, if he would have got a hit right there, that right there would have been like, damn.
That was a sneaky nice play by Naylor there. That ball took a late.
That was good hands, yeah.
Yeah.
Is this Weaver or Canley?
Wasn't it just Mesa and Canley warmed up?
Yeah, I think it was Tommy and Mesa.
Right. So, I mean, it's probably Canley, though. Canley is the high leverage guy. Yeah, Canley's coming in. I mean, I'm telling you, he was on foul territory today, and he was feeling good. He was like, I better get in if it's my spot. Like, he was like,
he's fresh. He throws like, I slept in.
I'm playing video. I mean, Tommy is I don't know, a 16-year-old trapped in a 30-year-old body. He
plays
11.
video games.
He played video games for 3 hours. Yeah, he went on. He went on with us, telling us the fans he's getting into it with in Cleveland and having fun with. Like, he is. I almost. I mean, you can talk to this, Mason. Like, he's almost like a kid out there, like getting into it with a fan, but like totally having fun with it, just in like unfazed in a different way, or at least it seems that way. Like what you want the brain to be thinking.
Mason's on the bullpen till the 8th. He doesn't know about that.
You're one of 2 ways in the bullpen, and it's you're like Canley, or for us it was TJ McFarland, where it's anybody they want to talk to you, like he's going to talk to him. And I think 90% of the fans are just so caught off guard by somebody like being quick and witty back to them that they just shut up. Or you're the guy that just stonewalls everything. Like, you're just like, if I acknowledge it, it's just going to get 10 times worse. So I'm not going to do it. That's usually
I found like it's different than the bullpen, but I found if you like talk to fans, they very quickly.
They let up a little bit.
It's this right here. Whoa.
They'll be like, whoa, I was just kidding.
Like in the outfield, if you talk back, you could get them on your side in a couple innings, and then it gets away.
Yeah.
I like doing this. I like doing this thing, Rook. If you go, depending where you go, you just put your glove behind you, and every time they talk, you just you put it. The little they love that one right there. You're right. You can kind of win them. I won't say win them over.
Get them on your side.
Yeah.
We were in LA this year at the Dodgers, and I'm hitting, and there was a JETS Jets chant from a few guys, and like I'm in the box, I'm like, what? What is happening?
That's funny.
Jets fans are everywhere. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
Insane. All right, well, Mason, we'll let you jump, dude. We appreciate, obviously, you stopping by for an inning here to hang with us. Good timing. Great game, too. But same thing. I'll see
Wait,
if
can I ask one more question? Can I ask a question to Mason? One more.
Yeah.
Are you planning to pitch out of your windup for the rest of your career?
For sure.
Yeah, you like the windup, huh?
I just think I hide it a little better out of the windup. I don't know.
So
What do you think?
Stretch. So if I get you into the stretch, you feel like you hide it a little less?
I like differentiating. Like if there's a guy on base, I go in the stretch, and then it's like, all right, I'm watching the guy on base. I don't know. I feel like it just lends into yourself being slower if you're just straight from the stretch. Because if you're in the situation where nobody's on base, it's like, all right, I got plenty of time. I'm gonna pick up slow, get to where I need to be, and then get rolling. Then I feel like it creates that habit when there's a guy on base. I like the windup too, though. I like staring over the glove.
Oh yeah, I like it. Yeah.
All right, great question.
I got one question for Vin.
Yeah.
Who the Jets playing this weekend?
The Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Who's starting for the Steelers, though? Who's actually starting
Somebody's
for the
season
Steelers,
debut. I don't know.
Is it Russ or is it who is it? Who is it, Mason? Is it Russ or who is it? Is it Justin is 4-2? Who's starting for the Steelers, though, is the question.
Yeah, I mean, from the sound of it, it's going to be Russ this weekend.
I mean,
which
who do you want?
Told everybody
I don't think makes any
Russell Wilson's
sense.
starting.
This is how I saw the season playing out. It was Russ was going to start for 4, maybe 6 games. Play his system quarterback game. Steelers will be 3-3. Games will be like 14-10. And then it'd be like, all right, we need a different look, and we're going to go to Fields. And then we had to go to Fields right away, and we got that. So I don't know.
I watch a lot of football.
I think
my
Fields,
little cousin plays.
Fields is the guy with the future.
No.
Yeah. Hey, my little cousin plays for the
Sorry to
Lions,
interrupt
bro,
NFL
and
talk, but
one
did you
thing
see
I will
that
say,
call?
Offensive line
Yes.
terrible. Yeah. Who is that?
Down and
Change.
out.
Oh my God. That's where we
not
need
down.
to.
No.
Rook, that's where we
awesome.
need
Where is
to.
that? Where is that?
Yeah.
Vinny,
We
we
like
need
that?
it right there. That's where you
We
need to
get
tap.
we getting
This
this
time
in
of the
next
year.
year?
This time of the
Yeah.
year, I think this time of the year is when it's like, come on, please.
There's been
I
some
need a redo.
bad games behind the plate for sure.
Christmas.
Yeah.
This right for playoffs. It's been some atrocious calls, man.
Yeah.
Also,
Anyway.
I will say this. If you told me when I was a kid there'd be a closer, I mean, I know he doesn't usually close, but he's going to throw 28 out of 30 changeups are going to be his pitches right now. Whatever, right? Or 23 out of 25. It's just crazy that a dude just throws a changeup 87-ish every single time, and
Mason,
guys
you should
can't really
think
do
about
much.
And you know what
Change-ups
works?
really-
It's so hard as a hitter to go, I'm just going to sell out on it. It's like, but what if he throws me that one fastball down?
Exactly.
No,
It's mental,
It's like-
fuckery, so
Yeah.
to speak. Like
It
he's
is.
going to throw me the heater. He's got to.
He has to. He
He's
has
not.
to throw it.
He's
at
not.
the
He hasn't
He
thrown
has
one.
to. He has to.
No, you're just gonna keep throwing it. But he has to now. Like it's like
has
6 in a row.
I love it.
Now he has to.
3-1, he has to.
Got to.
He doesn't
He's
do
not.
it.
This is just music to a pitcher's ears to hear the way the hitter
Yeah,
is.
no, Mason. Like
Mental
I
get
head
it.
changes in the
all
box.
I'm thinking about
Oh,
is he's got to
yes.
throw the changeup.
Again, 3-1 changeup.
my
Again.
gosh.
Big.
But why do you guys care? Like, if you're a hitter, right? Like, okay, maybe one time like 10% of the time he throws you a fastball and you look dumb, and then you get another changeup.
You don't want to miss the heater.
Because you want to hit the fastball.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually straighter, usually less movement. It's like
But he
grew
throws
up-
his changeup. He throws his changeup 90% of the time for a reason because it's a really good pitch. So if he throws his less good pitch once, I want to hit that one.
Right.
Also, fastballs are just way more fun to hit.
They usually go
Not when
for
they're 103. Not when they're 103. More like the 94, 95 range. Big Christmas
Like,
with the
I feel like Big Christmas is sitting on the changeup right now.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
sold
but
out.
just so you guys know, I mean, he hasn't thrown one yet, right? So, and
But
I
he's
mean,
got to throw one, right?
I don't think he's going to. The way we spoke to him today. So Tommy's not shaking. He just does what he's told, right? And the Yanks are just like all change-ups. Best pitch by far. The next pitch down does not grade even close.
You can see his grip. You can see his grip, so we'll know.
Right.
Oh, now you can't. You got on base, he changed it. That's interesting.
Crazy. Rev, I'm just begging for a show me fastball.
Please, just throw me a fastball.
But this will be the one. Like this will be the one right here. The one.
Oh, Luke Weaver's
Oh boy,
he's up.
Wow.
Oh, this right here.
Oh, it's a
man.
knock. That's a knock. That's a knock.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, this is incredible.
Here we go, man.
That's a knock.
It's one swing.
This series is crazy.
Use the whole bat. That's why they make the whole thing.
Rocchio's up, huh?
He's been on fire too this postseason.
Are we almost at the top?
Use the whole bat. I like
Do
that.
not let David Fry.
Yeah, Rook. That's what I say. That's why they make it 34, 32.
Use the whole bat.
Thing, bro.
There's a lot of hits on that.
Oh,
label.
that's a big
A lot of hits.
Also, if Soto catches that ball, that's there. I mean, Christmas is getting doubled up at first base. He was at second base. Yeah.
He's still almost out at second.
That's a big first out right there.
Oh.
I mean, big second out. Excuse me. That's
Second,
crazy.
yeah.
Huge.
Obviously, Mason, if you're cool, we might have a minute left. So if you want to just hang to the finish line here.
For sure.
Yeah, we got one. I mean, this is huge. Can Rocchio keep it going here to get to the top with the
And he's been
Juan
hot.
Ramirez run? Yeah.
I mean, if you get to Quan with the bases loaded, are you going Weaver?
If they got him up, that has to be why.
Has to be, right?
Yeah. If you're gonna get him up, get him in.
Rocchio's looking into the dugout like, are you bringing a pitcher? Oh, he might be.
So you going to get him?
Change up. Another one. That's a good one too.
Oh.
Rocchio's a fastball hitter, so Canley's changeup's probably a lot better matchup.
Little fake.
Weaver's changeup's good too, though.
Yeah, Weaver does have a nasty changeup.
Weaver's got a good changeup.
He likes to throw it with 2 strikes. I don't see him throw it that much early in the count.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I think Canley's is a little bit more effective. He's got a little bit more depth to his, where I think sometimes, though, like the other night, Weaver's is a little straight. And, if the timing ain't right, it's like it's almost a favor sometimes.
Weaver likes to throw it below the zone, so it's got to be late in the count.
Canley kind of jacked.
He throws it in the zone.
Yes, he is jacked.
He looks big.
Yeah. Thick shoulders, thick chest.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big dude. Oh, that's huge. Oh, God. Kick it. Step on it. What the fuck? Step on it.
We're all in different spots, too. Got him.
Ooh. Yeah.
Wow.
That was a good one.
Oh, my God.
He kept it interesting. Wow.
Yankees fans can breathe a little bit.
Jeez.
What a game.
Playoff
Great game.
Canley's fired up.
Man.
Hey.
All changeups?
Thank goodness. Why is Birdie at second? They would have lost it.
Guys, confirmed he never threw a heater. He never threw
all
a heater.
Changeups?
All change-ups. How many you said? How many you said, Scott?
Today.
You said 20, 28? How many was that?
How many pitches? I'll tell you. He went. Hold on. It's updating.
Yo, get Giancarlo some ice for his back, bro. He's been carrying the boys.
18 pitches for Canley. 18 change-ups.
18 change-ups?
Yep.
Wild.
That's insane. That's
the 19th one, though. The 19th one would have. He had to have been a heater. The 19th.
But that's crazy. That's crazy that you guys are doing like that.
Right, Rookie? Hey, this one, it's got to be to me. He's going to throw it to me.
This is the one. This is the one. I know it.
No, that's not the Yankees. The Yankees are so just, we're going best pitch every damn pitch in the playoffs right now because of the difference in grades on the next pitch. So, all right, Mason. Well, enjoyed it, man. This was awesome to have you on here.
Thanks,
Fun. Also for
Johnny Cash, appreciate you.
Down the stretch. Thank you, dude. Good to see you.
You guys too. We'll see you.
Appreciate you.
See you, brother.
Mason Miller with us on the Foul Territory postseason watch party. All right, so let's wrap this up. I mean, damn, we picked another. Whew. I mean, we were looking at yesterday and we're like, oh, it's going to be tough to follow up, but 8-6, Yanks win. They take a 3-1 series lead. They're talking to Giancarlo on the post-game show. He had the big homer. Yanks had to get a little crafty with how they managed the late stages. But, Vinny, you want to go first? Since, I mean, you guys just fell to this team, which is a damn good team, the Yankees.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, they're doing what the 1 seed is supposed to do, I suppose. They're playing good baseball right now. And, going into the playoffs, I don't think many people would have picked Stanton to be their MVP just because of, Soto and Judge, but he's been unbelievable and he's kind of carried the team. I know Judge had the big homer last night and stuff, but Soto had the, one in the first tonight, but they're playing really well. They're pitching it. We'll see what happens tomorrow night, right? You want to try to probably wrap it up before you go back to New York. You'd probably like to try to get that done tomorrow night, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Brent, thoughts on what we just saw here and how the series plays out?
Yeah, it's fun to watch good baseball games, and they've all been good competitive games with guys performing at a really high level. I mean, I love watching Stanton do this because, as an offensive guy who kind of makes his living hitting homers, like watching one of the best homers or one of the best home run hitters in the last 15, 20 years kind of do his thing and step up in the playoffs is awesome.
I would also like to. I just talked. I just like to say, like, this is not an easy road for the Yankees. I keep seeing that.
Thank you.
It's so dumb, dude.
Thank you.
Like,
Stupid.
Dumbest thing. Like, we were one of the best teams in the league this year. Yeah, they did a good job with us, but it's not like they dog walked us through the playoffs. Like, they were tight games. They were close games. Like, you watch Rodon's energy against us in the first. He cared about that game, whether that was because it was his own playoff start in Yankee Stadium or it was because he was playing us. Like, they were big games. Like this series against Cleveland. Cleveland's a super, they're a phenomenal team. Detroit was really good. Like, this is not the easiest road in the world to get to the World Series, and they're doing a nice job with it, though.
Yeah, we did get those questions from fans during our show the last several days. They're like, is this the easiest path ever? I'm like, that's aggressive.
Yeah, well, people want to say it's because we played the White Sox in the division this year. That feels a little unfair because Cleveland went like 6-6 against them or something like that. Like, so, what do you say next year? There's like a really bad team. Do you want teams to lose to them so that they don't get? I don't understand what that really means. Like, but hat tip to the Yankees for tonight's win. They're doing a nice job.
I will say Przinsky had the best answer to that when someone asked it. He goes, the easiest path ever was when you used to just win your league and then you'd automatically go to the World Series.
Like 1930. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It was just, you won the AL and now you're in the World Series for a 12-game series. Times have changed. So anyway, all right, Cam, you got final word here. Let's say bye. We put in good work tonight.
It's been it really has been a great playoff atmosphere. I'm with these guys. Shout out to Giancarlo Stanton. I don't think there's been a better star to handle the bright lights of New York. Like, he's handled them with grace, with humility, with everything you could handle, with the amount of, he's got crushed. He's been getting crushed throughout his tenure as a Yankee, and he continues to show up in the biggest moments when these guys need it most. So I'm super happy for my guy. Like Vinny said, there is no such thing as an easy path. Everybody gets paid. Everybody is a big leaguer. Everybody works at their craft. So shout out to the Cleveland Guardians for continuing to make it easy. It's not over, but a great job by the Yankees, man. This is probably the most together, well-rounded offense I've seen from them in a long time. Passing the baton. Gleyber Torres has been unreal at the top. I think he's another unsung hero if they get through this series. So just giving the guys who, like we say, we might not be looking at when you talk about Aaron Judge and Juan Soto, there have been some guys that have really stepped up for the Yankees and put them in a really good situation. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen, man, moving forward.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good World Series regardless.
Sick.
But yeah, Yanks up 3-1 in the series. Thanks again, Vinny, Brent, Cam. You guys were awesome. Thanks to all the guests. Thanks to the chat that was with us through here. Anyone's watching on YouTube, Twitter, all those spots. Appreciate you. And hopefully we'll try and run one of these again. But yeah, I'll do a little shout out on the way out. MLB 9 Innings 24 helping us to put this all together. Get the whole graphics team, the producers, directors, everyone behind the scenes that were putting this together real quick. Shout out there. There it is. QR code on the screen too if you want to download the game. It's free and the whole deal. And we'll run the trailer for that on the way out. Appreciate you, FT fam. Thanks for this one.
Brooke, shout out Mama. It was lit. She was right.
Yeah, I'll let her know.
It was
fun, guys. Enjoyed it.
Appreciate you. See you, everyone.
Dang, that swing is almost as good as mine.
Yeah? See what you got. Not bad for only one MVP.
That's cute. Call me when you get to 6:30. Still got it.
Whatever.